6 o'clock, Good Morning Live from the Circuit Sports at the Mid-Kentucky Downs studio. I'm Justin Hawkins. The best two words in sports, Game 7, the Spurs stave off elimination, taking Game 6 of the NBA Western Conference Finals in San Antonio Thursday night, dominating the Oklahoma City Thunder 118-91. Victor Wembanyama led the way with 28 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 blocks for the Spurs. Game 7 will be tomorrow night in Oklahoma City with tip-off at 7:30. To the NHL Eastern Conference Final, where the Montreal Canadiens, they look to keep from being eliminated, as Game 5 is tonight in Raleigh. The Hurricanes lead the series 3-1. Puck drop is at 7 o'clock on TNT. To the Women's College World Series, where Tennessee softball got the 6-3 win over Texas yesterday. They'll now move on to face Texas Tech tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock. Texas Tech shut out Mississippi State yesterday, 8-0. And the men's side, Tennessee baseball, they start their NCAA tournament journey as they take on East Carolina at 11 o'clock this morning in the Chapel Hill Regional. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you got to go to USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Friday morning edition of Ramon and Will is off and running on 104.5 The Zone and Zone TV, Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch. On this Friday, May the 29th, a loaded show for you coming up because that's what we deliver for you at the end of the week. Brent Hubbs of AllQuest at 7:20. Titans players set for the biggest jumps from 2025 to 2026. Ron Slay's weekly visit in studio at 9:20, and your phone calls, as always, at 615-737-1045. He is the 11-year NFL veteran, Vol for Life, and Titans radio analyst, Ramon Foster. Justin Hawkins makes the show happen. Myself, Will Bowling, at Ramon and Will on Twitter on this Friday, May the 29th. Good morning, gentlemen. How are we?
We're good, man. By the way, start this thing off right. Congratulations, Coach Mack, as well.
Yes.
God, big time news for him yesterday, man, in the Titans Ring of Honor.
There you go.
Absolutely an amazing feat for anybody to have their name on a building, man. I said a little bit on 3HL yesterday. We were talking about it for a second. Like, his name will go up this year, and that stadium will be torn down. And the new stadium, his name will be put up as well. And when that stadium's torn down in 2070, it'll still be in that stadium as well. And I think that to anybody that can accomplish that type of impact is by far one of the coolest things ever when it comes down to, hey, what did I do here on this earth? And you, for a guy like Coach Mack that never put on the pads on the field, and you think one of those situations just fit for players, no, he and Mike Keith both are up there, and I think that's super, super, super cool.
Titans owner Amy Adams-Strunk making that announcement yesterday here in Nashville at Coach Mack's memorial service at Nissan Stadium, that he will go into the Ring of Honor as the 20th member. So cool. And such a great move by the organization and by ownership and honoring him and recognizing, Ramon, that he is so much more than just a radio broadcaster.
Yeah.
Who has represented the Tennessee Titans. He is a coach. He is a friend. He is just a football ambassador.
Yeah.
For the entire sport in this entire city, and nobody deserves it more. That's for sure.
The coolest, I guess to say the most impactful part of everybody speaking yesterday, Mike Keith spoke, Coach Jeff Fisher, Jonathan Hutton, Burke, Nihill, and Miss Amy as well. For the ones that went longer in their speeches, each one of them had the same sentiments about Coach Mack and about how he made everybody feel. And Burke, I thought, who wrapped it up for us, Burke Nihill, he said something. He was just like, man, when he passed away, I've always felt like I had a very personal relationship with Coach Mack. And, hey, the stuff that he told me was only for me. And then I heard everybody say how he made them felt. And it was like, I didn't feel that bad anymore because he made everybody feel special. And I thought that was one of the coolest parts that anybody can do. That's one of the best impacts you can leave on anybody. It's like you matter to them. And that was Coach Mack, man. Everybody felt important around him, even if you were on four legs, because he loved his dogs, man.
Man, I'll tell you what, though. Just over the last month, Ramon, I don't know about you, but when I'm faced with anything challenging in a day, whether it's work, whether it's our wedding planning stuff, whether it's just personal, just whatever, stuff that comes up throughout the day or throughout the week, I hear Coach Mac's voice in the back of my head so much, especially over the last month or two, when I'm faced with something that I don't want to do or something that's challenging. And I think about getting down on myself or feeling like I just don't want to go the extra mile and do something. And I just hear Coach Mac's voice like, hey, Will, who the heck cares? Just keep showing up, right?
So
like, and things like that of just everyone has that person in their life that has pushed them in the back of their head when they're 50-50 on doing something or not doing it. And I think especially Ramon over the last month, that voice has been Mac.
It has been. I got to give it to him too, man. Same here. I think about him, and I've even said to myself, I can't believe I've said this so much, I can't believe he's not here.
I mean, it felt like yesterday just being there.
It did.
It just felt like he was about to make a grand entrance and look around and be like, why the heck y'all spending so much time talking about me?
For real.
Like, what are y'all doing?
For real, man.
We want to talk ball, or what are we talking about?
What are we talking about?
But it felt like it was just a party for him, and that all these people were there just to hang out with him, and it still feels really weird not having him walk in a room like that.
That's what it was, man, because he captivated the room. He absolutely just all eyes on him, even though he pushed it off on everybody else. And super cool stuff, too. I ran into some folks we all knew yesterday as well. We dapped up. A lot of people shook hands, hugged, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
One of the best reunions I had, though, was Coach Mike Munchak yesterday. I saw him for a minute. And then we spoke for a second, check on each other, and then he came back towards the end of the memorial, and we talked for a while, man. I was glad to catch up with him. I think he's doing work right now, a little bit in L.A. He's got some stuff going on, and he's between his grandchildren, between Denver and L.A. And he gave me some great words of encouragement, man. It was very welcome. It was like, man, you're going to do well in this role. He's like, when your coach that you respect tell you, like, man, I'm proud of you. That was by far one of the coolest things ever, man. And I got so much respect for Coach Munchak and just how he went about doing stuff. And I told a quick story that I tell everybody here about how he always gets the last push anytime he's around you. And he just broke out laughing because he's so old school. Everything is about dominance with Munch. He pat you on your shoulder and give you a push at the end. I'm like, bro, you don't have to do me like this much, but he's that old school type that want to win the last edge, man.
He was the coach for you that Mac was for so many Titans players on defense over the years, I imagine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just the professionalism and the challenges that he would give you and how he made you be better. I was talking to Brad Hopkins actually at practice last week, and he was just speaking about how much technique and how he taught stuff and extended guys' careers out, and how special that was. And that's how I felt about Coach Munch. He was just like, man, that's some of the best years I had in my life with you guys, is what Munch was saying. He was asking about all the guys that he coached up while we were in Pittsburgh and just checking in on folks and stuff like that. And it was just cool to see him just be himself. And I hadn't seen Munch in a while, and that was one of my coolest moments yesterday too. I told you I'm hesitant if I want to tell this story or not on air, but I got confirmation yesterday at the memorial too. It's funny. It's funny.
And those
people aren't. They're long gone, and I don't know who commissioned this one.
I would probably lean towards everything being said there being just for there. Yeah. To be honest with you.
Okay. But I got confirmation yesterday, and it was to the highest degree, I think.
Should we just say Coach Mac was quite the prankster?
But that's the thing. He wasn't there then.
Oh,
this was 2014.
The NFL people are quite the pranksters.
Yes, they are. Let's just say we took the long route one time before pregame, and it was by far one of the funniest moments. When you're from here, you recognize, like, this isn't the route. This wasn't the route to the stadium we should have took.
Yeah.
And it was by far one of the most hilarious things ever to get confirmation about it, though, too. But great vibes, great moment. The flowers smelled amazing, though, yesterday, too.
Both literally and figuratively.
Yes, they did, man. And I was super proud to be a part of that, man. Super
really cool
stuff.
Yeah, it felt like an honor just being in that room with so many great football people and just great people and friends of Mac in general, too. Really awesome.
It was. It's really cool stuff, man.
Excited for him to go to the Ring of Honor. It's also cool and kind of another note that you're going in the Ring of Honor the last year of this iteration of Nissan Stadium. And before those walls come down, your name goes up on them. That's awesome. It's really awesome.
You just say time well spent, man. He
Absolutely.
maximized every minute of it.
Well, today on the practice field at the Vanderbilt Health Football Center, we will be watching another OTA practice that is open in the media. Robert Saleh speaks today at 10:30. Practice immediately after that. My first time over there in the Saleh era. I've been out and had random stuff going on the other practices that have been open, and I'm looking forward to seeing just what's different. Obviously, seeing some new faces, and Ramon, seeing what is the next step in this phase of OTA work, building up to minicamp in just a couple of weeks, which I'll also have to miss because I'm getting married, but that's okay. What are you interested to see today at the next open OTA practice?
Just the flow of the offense, how they continue to go back at the defense. I think if your offense does well, in OTAs, it could lead to a very optimistic fall, is what I'm saying, because offenses usually struggle this time of the year. And the last time we were out there, as far as the media goes, we were able to see Carnell do his thing and watch this offense walk up and down the field. And here's the thing, though, too. Defense made plays as well. But I do want to see that side of Cam operating this offense, the consistency of it, and how wide receivers, honestly, get their hands on footballs. We're going to talk about Easton Freeze's article in a little while. And one of those guys that he dropped in there, Alec Ayumanor, to me is very intriguing with what this year can mean for him and just for his career, too. Not in a bad way, because I do think he's in a real good spot. And the way he's kind of reshaped his body, I think is going to be super unique. I can't wait for you to see him.
Live for the 104.5 The Zone Circus Sports Studio, Kentucky's largest sports book can now be found at Circus Sports at Kentucky Downs. Friday morning headlines for you when we come back. Spurs take down the Thunder. The Eagles and Patriots are far apart on A.J. Brown. And there's awkwardness in a quarterback room in the NFC. We'll dive into all of that coming up next. Friday morning on Ramon and Will, 104.5 The Zone. Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch, 615-737-1045. Sometimes conversations from the break spill over into the music starting. It's just all we'll say.
Oh, and he drops a bomb right before we come back, and I'm confused.
It was a bomb.
How? Yeah, it was, Brother Hawkins. We'll get the rest of this story on the next break. Yeah, very loud bomb, man.
So last night, the San Antonio Spurs dropped a 27-piece bomb on the Oklahoma City Thunder. These two teams are addicted to playing blowouts.
I don't think we can joke about OKC and bombs, though.
Oh, well, okay. I didn't think about that. Yeah. My apologies.
Yeah, I appreciate the apology side of it. It's not. We're moving on.
I didn't even think about that.
Didn't even.
I was just using wordplay from the last thing we were talking about.
From the break, that's all it was.
The San Antonio Spurs beat the Oklahoma City Thunder 118-91. Please don't cancel me. Victor Wembanyama went for 28 points. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander for only 15. Why can't these teams play a close game? Every single game is a blowout in some direction.
It was Game 7 has to be. I hope it's not the Detroit and New York series again. Like, please don't do that one. No. Detroit, Cleveland. Cleveland folded.
Or New York and Cleveland.
And
that one only went 4 games.
Oh, my gosh. I watched this one intently last night because I'll be honest with you, because I don't have a team necessarily in the NBA. The Bulls, I grew up on that era. So the Chicago Bulls, if I had, like, you asked me, who did you grow up cheering for? WGN. The Chicago Bulls were on faithfully in the 90s and early 2000s, so that's where I watched growing up. So to say that, like, I went back and forth as far as cheering for OKC in one series and now in San Antonio, I'm locked in on the Spurs. I just am. It is by far, to me, one of the best built teams I think you can have. And not just that, watching this friggin' alien, this 7'5" human being that is crossing folks over with a step back 3-pointer is by far one of the coolest things I've seen on television, okay, since it turned to color. No, I've always had color television. But my point is this. You don't see this happening in a normal rate. This is almost just like, it's like watching Myles Garrett play quarterback and also play defensive end. Like, this is what it is to me. If he could do both of them, then that's how I see his game. He's not supposed to be able to dribble like this. My coaches back in the day, okay, in the late 90s, this back in my day, they used to take a guy that was about 6'3" and taller and sit him in the paint. Okay, that was just it. You don't handle the ball. We got a power forward and we got a center. You going to play center, your brother going to play power forward. It's just how it goes. We'll pass you the ball. You rebound the ball and you pass it out to the guys. This guy had 2 3-pointers in the first 5 minutes of the game, and they were contested. Nothing anybody could do about them, and he's just absolutely knocking them down. Wemby last night finished with 28 points, man. He was 4 from 9 for 3. You know how many 3-pointers I took in my high school career? I guess the years that matter.
Did you get one just for fun?
For fun, Will.
That was it?
That's it.
Oh, yeah.
I took 1.
Yeah.
This Joker's having
a thing.
Did you make it? It was not a thing. Heck, no. You know I didn't make that, Brother Hawk.
What was the score of the game?
It was a lot to a little in that situation.
Were you on the team that had a lot? Or
I was on the team that had a lot then. At the time. Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to see you down by 30. I'm hot. From downtown.
Yeah, clapping.
And it's the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
And to be honest with you, I think it was in summer camp whenever we were playing the summer basketball game. It wasn't even in a regulated game in the fall.
Which, by the way, nothing gits more heated than when you're at a summer basketball camp and you get split up into teams and all of a sudden you get put on a random college. I can remember one time, it was either the Maryville High School basketball camp, the one summer I lived in East Tennessee growing up, or it was the Belmont basketball camp that I went to multiple times, and I was UAB. You'd have thought that my ancestors had fought and bled and died representing the University of Alabama at Birmingham, the way I wanted to win a title for UAB at a basketball camp with a bunch of kids that I just met the day before.
Heck yeah.
Nothing is more competitive than when you put on the camp T-shirt or the camp penny and you're playing a tournament at a basketball camp over the summer. Okay, go ahead.
No doubt. No, because it was fun. It was raw, man. Everything about it was competitive. That's what we miss when we talk about sports. It's that era right there, man.
Oh, it's fantastic. It's so much fun. That was back when, again, I wasn't very good at basketball for a number of reasons. First of all, the same reason I can't dance is I was born with 2 left feet. And so anything coordinating hand and eye, I was not good at. But you know the story I've told you. I dribbled with my right hand and shot with my left.
Yeah, no doubt, which is crazy. I saw a kid do this at White House.
Yeah, I don't recommend it.
He dribbled down.
He's probably going to go pro in something other than sports.
Right hand.
Or just in a different sport.
Probably golf.
He might be a great bowler.
I'm talking about.
I bowled at 232. Have I ever told you that?
Yeah, you did. I heard it at a time, but
good. Because I'm going to tell you probably again next week because I have to work it into conversation as much as I can.
Like a 215.
My go-to anecdote. What's higher, 232 or 250? I'm just kidding. That was so mean.
You set yourself up for that. You set yourself up for that one.
How's it going? Bragging camp.
It's going real good.
It's great. I'm going to stay overnight and bowl more next year.
You're not bringing them down from this 232 and this bowling.
No, I say that. I jokingly say that as a jerk because that is one of Peyton and I's go-to jokes. So she'll say something or be like, oh, like back when you were an athlete, like I'm an athlete now. I bowled a 232. What are you talking about?
Now.
Like I try to work it into conversation with my soon-to-be wife as much as I possibly can. It's become a bit.
Understood. Got no problem about it. But back to this game though, man. It's fun watching OKC, who's the reigning world champions and has a 2-time league MVP on it. Sort of get bullied. You ever watch, I somewhat hate watched it because of what OKC is with how they, flop and how Shea is a foul merchant, the way people call him and stuff like this. Here's the issue with how the Spurs won this game. No, that crowd was rocking. I'm not sure if you guys turned it on for a little bit, but the
nuns were rocking.
The nuns.
They rolled deep.
They were getting up saying hallelujah yesterday, man.
Amen.
And they kept panning to them. Like, that is a spirit right there that you do not want to mess with. Like, they were destined to lose that game, okay? But that crowd was rocking. San Antonio's got by far one of the coolest crowds on TV that you can see. Now, that's what they're going to have to go up against when they go to OKC. I'm sure they're going to, checkerboard it. I'm sure the crowd's going to be rocking. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander went 0 for 5 from three-pointer. That's not going to happen again.
No.
He only had 15 points. That's not going to happen again. Wemby's going to have to almost be God tier in this matchup. And not just that, the frustration that they had last time whenever they were playing in Oklahoma City is not going to help them win games. I thought last night the game was more physical than they've allowed it from time to time again. Stephon Castle was on the ground looking at the referee after he got hit in the back of the head, and the ref just threw his arms at him like, come on, transition this way. And the way Wemby was able to just freelance the way he was too, that I feel like they have a good plan for him from time to time. You saw it kind of peak up a little bit. Wemby is notorious for double teaming around the rim. That is his superpower. You will not shoot over him. And what I saw last night was the guys that were controlling the ball dump it off to their bigs in the middle of the paint for an easy 2 right there. Chet fought a little bit last night. Chet Holmgren from OKC fought just a little bit, but it wasn't enough. They absolutely swarmed them. The amount of bench points that the Spurs got was phenomenal. Harrison Barnes played his role, just giving guys breaks. They got 2 rookies on their team, the Spurs, that have set, a certain franchise just get like a pat on the back every once in a while. The Spurs seem to be that team. Like with the Greg Popovich effect, you look at Tim Duncan, you look at David Robinson, now you look at Wemby.
Yeah, being bad enough at the right time.
At the right
to get
time.
Victor Wembanyama when you've not been bad for much of your franchise's history over the last 20 years.
Can we speak like that is a real thing?
They got really lucky.
Real lucky.
really lucky.
Being bad at the right time is so cool for a franchise because they ended up getting Carter Brown to play significant minutes for them as well.
Yeah.
High caliber athlete that's in a role right now as a rookie, but as physical as heck. He absolutely, I'm talking about, ran over SGA last night too.
The Spurs are kind of like the Patriots of the NBA.
Yeah.
In that they were so good for so long, had the Belichick and Greg Popovich have a lot in common.
They do.
Tim Duncan is maybe not Tom Brady level good in terms of the all-time history of the NBA, but he's not far away.
Significant, though.
I mean, he's maybe a top 10 player.
Yeah.
I don't know NBA
one
history the way a lot of people do.
Yeah.
But yeah, he is one of the greatest ever. And then they were bad right at the perfect time to get a transcendent talent to move them forward into their next era. And that's kind of what Drake May is a little bit for the New England Patriots, potentially.
Straight up.
And Wemby, I'd say, is probably a bigger talent, too, than Drake May is. But it feels a little bit like that. Or even the Atlanta Braves, who, again, World Series winners in 2021 have been good for the last 10 years or so. Go down for 1 year, and now they're back with the best record in baseball. Like, there are certain teams that can bounce back, partly because of luck and partly just because they're winning organizations when they do get down.
No doubt. And just put a bow on that one, too, on how they built this thing up. Carter Bryant this year was the 14th overall pick for him, playing a whole lot as a rookie, just minutes. And you're watching their coach, Coach Miller, for the Spurs, coach him hard because he know what he's going to be. Carter Bryant stands at about, 6'6", 220. He's not a small young player, you know what I'm saying, and coming to the league. And then also the legend himself, Ron Harper's got 2 sons in the NBA. The coldest one right now, Dylan Harper. The other one, I think, plays for Detroit. Dylan Harper plays for the Spurs, and he's a monster. Do you hear me? He finishes at the rim. He's got a shot. Strong, big body guy, man. And you just look at the trio of players that they have right now. Wemby, Carter Bryant, and doggone Dylan Harper is by far one of the best matchups I think you can have in the NBA moving forward.
From ESPN Insights last night, SGA's minus 28 plus minus is tied with 2023 Joel Embiid for the lowest plus minus by an NBA MVP in a clinching opportunity since 1997. Thunder were minus 28 with SGA on the floor last night.
You know how it happened? Him falling to the ground, the referee's not calling the fouls, and he's not getting back on transition.
What a concept.
What a concept that is.
He only had
right?
3 free throws.
Which is...
Wow.
Love that for us, the viewing audience.
I love that for us.
Game 5, he shot more free throws than the Thunder had all of last night.
No doubt.
The whole team did.
Just the spirit of competition. You don't expect this to go the same way in Oklahoma, do you?
No. No, definitely
That's the scary part.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
The Eagles and Patriots remain far apart on A.J. Brown, according to Ian Rappaport of NFL Network. We haven't hit this headline yet this week. He said the other night on NFL Network, as far as the actual trade, we're all waiting for June 1st to happen, which obviously is this weekend. So the cap hit is in half for the Philadelphia Eagles, and they can trade Brown. He says, I just don't know that it's going to be like snap your fingers and the deal is done, because the two sides are where they have been, which is the Eagles wanting a first-round pick in 2027. The Patriots, being the most likely destination, will see if someone else arises. But the Patriots are not willing to give up a first-round pick as of right now. That means they're not particularly close, and there's a chance this could drag on for the foreseeable future. Do you believe there is legitimate doubt, Ramon, that A.J. Brown is still going to become a Patriot? Something we have been working under the assumption is going to happen since owners' meetings the better part of 2 months ago.
If they don't get it done soon, I can see A.J. Brown going somewhere else other than the Patriots, because somebody might be willing to give up a first-round draft pick for him as well. The issue I think Philly has is the narrative that was somewhat spoken about publicly here. They might know A.J. Brown comes with some baggage if his knees are affected the way they thought they were when he was traded away in Nashville to the Eagles. And I feel like it's two sides that got intimate amount of information about A.J. Brown that nobody else really has like this. Vrabel's worked directly with him. The training staff has worked directly with A.J. Brown as well. And also with how this team is set up and I guess the public beef that we silently speak about between he and Jalen Hurts, it's better for the locker room not to have A.J. Brown around, in my personal opinion. So if the Patriots don't hop on this trade or at least ante up more draft picks, I can see A.J. Brown going somewhere else. That's the way I view the situation. Like him going to New England, I don't think is a done deal. This is where I think Howie Roseman play Howie games. He'll end up having somebody else on the back burner waiting to take A.J. Brown for a better deal.
We just talked to so many people in this league who will all tell you, Howie Roseman loves the fact that everyone will Photoshop sunglasses on his face and talk about how he won the trade every single time. Like he is a character and he knows it.
He does.
And if Howie Roseman, is making a big deal like this, he wants everyone on social media saying, oh, wow, Howie did it again. And he wants all the national reporters going on the big network saying, oh, wow, Howie really did it again, didn't he? This is a big win for the Eagles and all of these things. So it will be interesting to see how much he will or won't swallow his pride within this and make the right deal for his organization, because they have already kind of replaced him. and they traded up to get Mekhi Lemon, very famously, right before the Steelers were going to take him in Pittsburgh. And they traded for Dontayvion Wicks from the Green Bay Packers as well. I mean, not two moves that are going to prevent you from keeping A.J. Brown or sending him somewhere else, but two moves that do signal that you have a plan in place for the post-A.J. Brown Philadelphia Eagles.
You do, and they also know, if you're the Eagles, you also know that they need an A.J. Brown type. They traded for Romeo Doubs earlier this offseason. The Patriots did, and they don't have Stephon Diggs. I think what they've recognized is they got a rookie quarterback, and they got to put him in the best position possible, and that means getting him more weapons up in New England as well. The issue that they have is going to be the Zach Taylor effect. You mean to tell us you can take us to a Super Bowl in year one and we don't sniff it again? They have to, as an organization, as a management team. The New England Patriots have to keep their foot on the gas. I'm talking about metal all the way to the floor is the way I look at this situation, because the expectations of that franchise and how they're going to go about staying competitive falls on Mike Vrabel and those coaches moving forward. And here's the other part, though, too. Howie Roseman knows this. They cannot mess up Drake May. So getting him a weapon like A.J. Brown, he's telling him, you need me more than I need you. And you're right, Will, it's the same old Howie Roseman thing where he'll have another deal. And the other part for them is this, and they may feel fine with where their team is right now as far as the wide receiver core and tight ends, but they got not a single one in the draft. They got Romeo Doubs for sure. A.J. Brown solidifies this for them if they're able to go get him, but they better stop playing slow is the way I view this situation.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. I mean, you also have the part of it that New England doesn't have its mouthpiece anymore.
Who's his mouthpiece?
Diana Rossini.
Oh. And you're not even joking about that.
No, I'm being serious. It's honestly a part of the logistics of this that you don't have a reporter out there that's been kind of leading this story, who we now know had maybe extra interest in framing things in the Patriots' perspective.
So this is why, now that we can be professional about it, this is why that scenario is so messy.
This is where Diana Rossini's career is just non-existent now as a reporter. Like,
facts.
Any credibility she would have in the future of talking about the New England Patriots and deals like this is just gone. Like, she very clearly was framing things in a pro-Patriots narrative and a pro-Mike Vrabel narrative for quite some time, and now we know a reason why. And I do think it changes a little bit of the arithmetic on how you get this deal over the line when so much of trades and so much of putting value out there is publicly negotiating and telling your other mouthpieces and national reporters, because this is what national reporters do for agents and for general managers, put out a price, and that's how you really win or lose trades. Because in reality, like, the average NFL fan is smart, but we often decide who won or lost a trade based on what we're told by people in the know on who really won or lost the trade. At least speaking for myself.
Yes, we will follow them.
And so when you set that going price out there of a second round pick, and you have Diana Rossini starting to say things like, well, I don't know if I don't think the Eagles are going to be able to get a first round pick. You start to set that price. And it's like starting the opening bid at an auction is literally what these reporters do at times. And that comes from someone in a building who wants that starting price out there. Reporters don't just make that up. Anyway, I think it's an interesting. I think it's an interesting part of this entire discussion, because the starting bids can start coming in after June 1st because of the way the contract is set up with the void years for A.J. Brown.
And there's nobody aggregating a storyline of what the price is.
That's why it's like, now that it's Rappaport, it's like, all right, well, what's Rappaport's game here?
Thank you. Well, I don't even ask
and I like
him.
Ian. Like, I'm not trying to take a shot at Ian. Like, that's his job. And there are a couple of reporters out there that their jobs are just to represent the agents and the general managers who negotiate in public. And there's a place for that in today's information world of the NFL. But it is interesting now how the conduit of information has changed from someone who very clearly had a bias for Mike Vrabel and the Patriots to now just another national reporter.
Now, if you think back as well, too, from this timeline, because we're in the Julio Jones window now, about how those numbers were being thrown out.
Same kind of thing.
And when we look at those situations now, and was that also without going too much further, was that also the boating weekend? I know John Robinson was on a boat that weekend.
Meaning the boating weekend for
with how the information unfolded
Diana.
like that. Yes. But here's that right there ties all of this in. This is why so many people had an issue with the affair. Okay, that's you and your households have to deal with the affair.
Right.
But as far as the business, like the manipulation of players' contracts, their values from team to team, and who's saying what and what to believe, that's why everybody jumped on Diana and Vrabel for this. It messes with the market. It messes with the way people think at this point as well, Will. And like you said, we determine who wins and loses trades based off what they tell us. And right now, it doesn't seem like the Patriots have much leverage in this the way they would have had she and he never been figured out in this situation.
It's crazy.
Also, I thought about this too. A.J. Brown has had a very decorated career.
Mm-hmm. Good player.
AJ is loved until he's on the trading block, I feel like.
Is he the Lane Kiffin of NFL receivers?
You look at his first.
Fun when you have him and bad at breakups?
Bad at breakups. Because, again, I can look at AJ and be like, man, okay, he's kind of descended each year as far as his yards.
Right.
But, like, the talent is there. This is where, again, where if you got somebody that's pro-New England, pro-Vrabel, or pro-A.J. Brown, which he doesn't have right now, we don't have these conversations as loud anymore.
I mean, he's a 3-time Pro Bowler and a Super Bowl champion.
He absolutely is.
He's got 8,000 yards in 7 seasons.
Yeah. He's over 1,000 every year except for one.
I just remember when he left here, and not to say that it was the right move. I think it's clearly aged very poorly for the organization and for John Robinson. But when he left here, there were major question marks about his health. Major question marks. Because he was coming off a 14-game season in 2020, a 13-game season in 2021. Mm-hmm. A lot of what we know now is that the Titans believed he was not going to have a long career based off of, I think it was knees.
It was knees.
Yeah.
Remember, he wasn't finishing game. Like, it was showing.
No, I know.
It was showing.
And we were playing the same game every week of, all right, he's limited to practice again. Like, is he going to be? He was questionable week in and week out, even in the games that he was playing.
He would start the game and not finish.
And I think that colored some of our analysis. Like, the day the Titans made that trade, I didn't hate it. I thought it made sense. And to be honest with you, I'll still die on the hill that it's not the wrong move if you just replace him with the right guy that's not Treylon Burks. Or you get 2 guys to come in and replace A.J. Brown and not just put it all on one person. Like, I'm not saying Dontavian Wicks is a next-level wide receiver, but to be fair, the Eagles literally right now are replacing A.J. Brown with 2 guys, with Mekhi Lemon and Dontavian Wicks. They're not putting that all on a rookie they're drafting in the middle of the first round the way that the Titans did that.
Sure.
All that being said, though, I'm curious how much the injury part of it plays a part for Philadelphia at this point, because they've got the same x-rays and scans, and they've gone through the same stuff with AJ during the week that the Titans did.
They initially got the trade, too.
Right,
yeah.
100%. And so, yeah, you get out from under some of that cap number by doing this deal after June 1st, and some of it is his deteriorating relationship with Jalen Hurts. And was it Jalen Hurts who got married recently, and A.J. Brown reportedly wasn't there?
Or A.J. Brown got married.
Right. A.J. got married and Jalen Hurts wasn't there. Like, yeah, they ain't close. if you're a wide receiver quarterback duo and you're not at the other one's wedding, you're either having just a family wedding or y'all just aren't as close as you used to be.
There's a bunch of players there.
Yeah, okay. Well, then they don't mess with each other.
You know what's terrible about it is I think Jalen Hurts is also his daughter's godfather.
Yeah.
Like they were best friends, remember?
I know.
They're reunited and
like
it feels
they were
so good.
FaceTiming immediately the second the trade happened.
Yeah.
100%.
So who, I guess we'll put a bow on this conversation. Is A.J. Brown worth the first round draft pick? The real conversation.
No, he's not. He's not. Stone cold, next question. He's not worth the first round
pick. You
pick.
give up a 2 and a 3 or 2 and a 4? 2 and a 5?
I'd give up just a straight 2.
Straight 2. Yeah. This time of the year as well with the contract. And he's going to need a new one probably.
I think he's worth a second-round pick for a team in win-now mode who needs to help their quarterback. I know Jacksonville's been brought up as a team that could go for A.J. Brown.
That's what I'm saying.
That deal would make sense for them.
That makes a lot of sense.
Considering they just took a blocking tight end with their second-round pick.
If we could
get a lot better value out of A.J. Brown with that, too, than you will Nate Borkircher from Texas A&M.
And they're in the position of need, and I think their ownership will spend. You know who else could use a guy like him that lost a big wide receiver? The Colts. Like Howie,
Oh,
I think
gosh.
Howie's
think
got
they can
more
pay him,
leverage. I'll say this, and I know what you mean.
They'll all figure it out. Yeah.
They'll always find the money.
Well,
If they feel like Daniel Jones needs it.
within reason.
If Daniel Jones needs weapons as well. They hit a hot streak last year. We cannot deny that with Danny Dimes.
That's the thing. I mean, after talking to James Boyd earlier this week, the athletic Colts writer we had on, like major Last Dance vibes around the Colts this year.
And that's why I'm bringing this up.
Interesting. I think the Jags could do it, and then it wouldn't surprise me if they turned around and flipped Brian Thomas Jr. and got a day 2 pick back. Like, could you do Brian Thomas Jr. for a 3 and then go get A.J. Brown? Or could you just do a straight swap and then throw in a 6?
That's what I was going to say. Give me a later round.
Brian Thomas Jr., change of scenery to the Eagles.
Gosh.
You take A.J. Brown, and that way major draft compensation doesn't have to change hands, and you get a player on a rookie contract who's a 1,000-yard wide receiver in his rookie season.
Why are you negotiating like Howie right now?
I know.
Because that kind of sounds like a deal that they pull off. And again, the longer the Patriots wait, the worse it is for them. They know everything that the Patriots know about AJ because they negotiated against that the first time around. And like Howie Roseman legitimately has to be sitting back laughing. Like, you guys need me way more than I ever need you right now.
Coming up, awkward quarterback room dynamic in Minnesota is a major topic of discussion. I'm curious how this relates to just other situations where a drafted quarterback has been replaced, but that quarterback is still hanging out. Because we got that dynamic going on here. Maybe it's not as bad as the one in Minnesota that you're going to hear, but how does that relate to Cam Ward and Will Levis? We'll talk about that coming up next. Hey, it's Will Bowling. You've heard me talk about how League Company makes life better for homeowners. But did you know they do the same for their team? If you're looking for a rewarding career, League Company is hiring skilled tradespeople in HVAC, plumbing, electrical, sheet metal, and more. With 80-plus years in the business, League Company invests in its award-winning team with training, benefits, and real career growth. You can apply today at leaguecompany.com/careers. That's leaguecompany.com/careers. League Company has over 80 years of experience serving Middle Tennessee. They've been trusted here since 1944. They're a multi-award winning great place to work with 15 community locations, and League Company has over 1,800 team members. If you want to join that team, head online today. Check out leaguecompany.com/careers. That's League Company, all you need. I love talking about Brentwood Jewelry because Brentwood Jewelry has been there on a number of big events in my life. An engagement ring that I got a couple of years ago. And the process was so easy with Brentwood Jewelry. They understand when you walk in there, you're making big purchases, you're making big decisions. They're going to work with you. They're going to figure out the way to find exactly what you're looking for. You can take your soon-to-be fiance or wife or husband there to look at options with you. They encourage that at family-owned and operated Brentwood Jewelry. It's 7012 Church Street East, located in the heart of Brentwood, just off Franklin Road. It's not just me. They have been there for so many big purchases for so many men and women in the Middle Tennessee area. They can do the same for you. Shop local with Brentwood Jewelry, your family-owned and operated jewelry store for over 50 years. Check them out online at BrentwoodJewelry.com or go by and see them. 7012 Church Street East, located in the heart of Brentwood. That's Brentwood Jewelry, your family-owned and operated jewelry store for over 50 years. Wrapping up hour number one on Friday morning, Ramon and Will, 615-737-1045, our numbers. So the Minnesota Vikings are in an awkward position with J.J. McCarthy and Kyler Murray. This is cringy. Hearing interviews from both of their quarterbacks this past week as OTAs are going on around the NFL, and former Arizona Cardinals quarterback Kyler Murray is in Minnesota. And I don't know, I would say probably the worst quarterback in the NFL last year who started half their team's games, J.J. McCarthy, is also there in Minnesota. He was awful last year.
Yes, he was.
Awful.
He went viral, though.
He did go viral. Do we want to start with Kyler Murray or J.J. McCarthy here on talking about the quarterback room dynamics? We want to start with the good or the bad?
Let's start with Kyler.
Let's start with the good.
Yeah.
Call of Duty player and part-time quarterback Kyler Murray on the dynamics with J.J. McCarthy in Minnesota.
Kyler, would you describe your relationship with J.J. to this point?
It's been great. Obviously, I know he's a younger guy, so any way I can help him, obviously, I feel like, I've played 7 years now, going on 8, so I'm considered a veteran, even though I don't see myself as that. Give him any knowledge that he needs. Again, we're both competitors, and I know, we both want what's best for the team.
Been receptive to hearing criticism?
Of course. Yeah, he's overly acceptive, and he's always communicating, asking questions, stuff like that, so it's been good.
JJ, what's your relationship been like with Kyler so far?
It's just like two guys in a classroom. He sits on one side, I sit on the other side, and it's the coach's responsibility to teach us and coach us. So. Wow.
Is there any awkwardness, like, between you two?
Awkwardness, it's just like the same feeling, when you're in high school and there's another person on the other side of the room. That's just kind of how it is. So I wouldn't say there's any awkwardness.
Another person on the other side of the room is crazy.
It's for the teacher to teach us both things, and we're just. Oh. Is it any kind of awkwardness? No, it's just like two kids in a classroom on the other side of the room. No, you're supposed to be sitting there. I sat next to my friends in class.
What I envision you doing, if you were a member of the Minnesota Vikings, or if this had happened in Pittsburgh,
my gosh.
I can literally see you walking in the locker room like, JJ, come sit by Kyler. Tell him 5 things you never told him before. Yeah. Kyler, afterwards, you tell him 5 things you never told him before.
We're putting him on like the Remember the Titans like training camp moment.
That's exactly right. Like at this point, it's as much on the rest of the locker room for not making them be friends, and work it out, as much as it is on the two of them for not making it work.
Is that not
like
weird?
That is literally an indictment on the Minnesota Vikings players in the locker room as an entire team. That is not just an indictment on JJ McCarthy.
JJ McCarthy, no, I put a good bit on him too, like because they threw you the keys, man, and you you
crashed the car.
Yeah, you did. You crashed the car.
You're the reason why you played so poorly that we've got to bring in somebody else to clean up your mess.
We got to bring in a Xbox player to come in and clean this thing up for you, man. Like, and not only just that, like, have some PR savviness. What you're a quarterback, for Christ's sake. Like, brother, you know how to talk to the media. And you say we're two guys in the classroom on the other side of it as well. And it's for the teacher to bring y'all together. So what are we going to do, too? Walk out on the playground holding hands now as well? Is he going to make you do that? Be a friggin' adult. But here's what I always say. This is why you cannot. I bring this up often. You cannot. And I know teams love to have a name guy, a backup quarterback. This is why you can't have one.
Well,
you can't have a too good of a backup quarterback.
You can if you are willing for your starter to lose his job.
Thank you.
If you're going to have a name brand backup, you got to be okay with the consequences that might give the guy in charge and the guy who's the starter.
I say this, quarterbacks, specifically NFL quarterbacks, are fragile. And I don't mean that as if they're soft.
Right.
I don't mean that as if you can't coach them hard. I mean that in the sense of there's one of 32 starting quarterbacks in the league, and these guys protect this position. They will, like Peyton Manning did back in, lock you out of the doors, lock you out of the film room. This is the extent of what it is, because now we're hearing the reality of it between J.J. McCarthy and Kyler Murray. Mm-hmm. We're hearing it.
They don't need to be locked out. They need to be locked in together, and you can't come out until you're good with each other.
Like a church lock-in, the way we used to do back in the day.
Oh, those were so fun.
You two cannot come out until you say something nice about each other.
Playing underground church and a church lock-in with all the lights off. Yeah. So much fun.
Usually it's the veteran that has issues with the young guy being brought in. This time it's the young guy having issues with the old guy.
To your point about the veteran having issues, like I heard so much crash and burn with J.J. McCarthy. Like, I can't see him emotionally being okay with competing right now.
Is there any concern for you that the Titans could have this dynamic between Cam Ward and Will Levis?
One side might, the other one I don't think cares. Which one you think don't care?
Cam.
All right. Yeah. I can see that.
Cam cares about much than just chucking the football down the field.
Perfecting his craft. Yeah. I would almost expect, if I was Will Levis, that I'd probably feel like J.J. McCarthy, especially with how much was given. And I'm not saying that like there's any ill will, but if I'm in Levis' situation, I'm looking at this. I'm looking at Mitch Trubisky come in, probably not even as mad at Cam. I'm looking at Mitch, was like, well, there's probably my spot right there. And then I'm looking at Hendon's like, I got to fight with Hendon. Like, I have to respectfully say this. Like, he started and played more than Hendon Hooker has. And Levis is probably looking at the situation like, I got to compete with him because Mitch Trubisky is a lock. He's a lock. He's the veteran. He's the non-threatening veteran.
Yeah,
yes.
For sure.
And Levis, I think, still has aspirations to being a player in this league, being a starter in this league. And right now he's going probably second, third, or fourth, or third and fourth behind Mitch Trubisky in training camp. So, yeah, I can see the resentment. And naturally, if you are a competitor, you are resentful.
Yeah.
J.J. McCarthy's situation is a little bit more unique because he's a first-round draft pick. And he's got a few more years, and he's battling right now for a starting position.
Well, and he didn't have long to prove himself because of the injury he had as a rookie and missing his whole first season.
What?
In some ways, it feels like he just finished his rookie year. In other ways, you've got to start getting answers on J.J. McCarthy because it's year 3. And that's not totally fair to him, but When did the NFL ever claim to be fair?
Never. Never has.
It's not been fair to Will Levis in a lot of ways. It's tough. I mean, your career's not over.
It's not. They'll trade him away.
Figure it out.
If Kyler makes a spark this year. And Kyler also got a lot of questions that got to be answered.
He does.
What a quarterback room.
615-737-1045, live on 1045 The Zone TV, Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch. Texas Tech and Texas are playing a game of PR football, but don't get your hopes up of them ever actually playing real football anytime soon. We'll talk about why coming up next.
Seven o'clock. Good morning, live from the Circus Sports at the Mid-Kentucky Downs studio. I'm Justin Hawkins. The best two words in sports. Game 7, the Spurs stave off elimination to take Game 6 of the NBA Western Conference Finals in San Antonio Thursday night, dominating the Oklahoma City Thunder 118-91. Victor Wembanyama led the way with the Spurs with 28 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 blocks on the night. Game 7 tomorrow night in Oklahoma City with tip-off at 7:30. The Montreal Canadiens, they look to keep off from being eliminated as Game 5 is tonight in the NHL Eastern Conference Finals. In Raleigh, the Hurricanes lead that series 3-1. Puck drop is at 7 o'clock on TNT. To the Women's College World Series, Tennessee softball got the 6-3 win over Texas yesterday, and they'll now move on to face Texas Tech tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock on ABC. Texas Tech shut out Mississippi State yesterday 8-0. And on the men's side, Tennessee baseball, they start their NCAA tournament journey as they face East Carolina at 11 a.m. today in the Chapel Hill Regional. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Away we go into hour number 2 on your Friday morning. Hope you're having a good start to your day and to your weekend. Glad you're with us here on Ramon and Will. Appreciate you hanging out with us. Ramon Foster, Will Boulding, Justin Hawkins. If you got comments or thoughts or quandaries, 615-737-1045. We'll have questions for Brent Hubbs coming up in 20 minutes. Paul Quested on 3, his weekly visit coming up. Talk about some of the takeaways from SEC spring meetings and the Chaz Coleman saga, which continues to roll on in Knoxville. Plus today at 11 o'clock, NCAA tournament, Tennessee baseball, taking on the Pirates of one Robert Walsh and East Carolina University.
Good.
Big day.
Yeah.
Big day.
Be a good bit of a home game. Although Vols fans going to travel anywhere, man. Going to North Carolina is not a bad trip for them. So
I would say every team will be pretty well represented there, including VCU even.
Yeah.
It's not that far away.
We got a nice fan base in North Carolina as well, too.
Absolutely.
A lot of folks I know. Well, I'll say, somebody asked me what's a lot. I probably got about like 10 to 15 people I know that live there as far as families.
Did you know a lot of North Carolina basketball fans when you were at Tennessee? Because I did.
No.
Really just one in particular. My buddy Zach, who was on the cross-country team, track team with me.
Nah.
There were like multiple people.
Did not.
Who, like, he had to like wear white to the Tennessee-North Carolina basketball game.
Wow.
And
deep in.
I think as Tennessee has become so much more of a basketball power over the last, since Ron Slay, over the last 20 years. Certainly you're getting less of that, but that was a big thing when I was at Tennessee there were some Kentucky basketball fans who were Tennessee football fans.
I remember that more than I do North Carolina back in the day, though, too. Yeah.
There were some East Tennessee guys, and I knew so many people who were from like Northeast Tennessee, and my roommate who was from Bristol, Virginia, my freshman year. There were a lot of like people with some North Carolina allegiance. North Carolina, Virginia Tech were two that I had a lot of friends that like kind of liked either of them.
When I tell you the next one, you'll be like, yep, that makes sense. I got more of, you mentioned Kentucky. The other school was Memphis. There was a lot of...
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, because I have fraternity brothers from Memphis who always had a soft spot for Memphis.
I'm talking about a big soft spot for Memphis basketball. Yeah, they didn't cheer for the football team at all, but they would, especially the ones from West Tennessee, they were all in on Memphis State basketball.
I knew a couple that were Vandy baseball.
Vandy
baseball and Tennessee, everything else.
Yep.
And again, people get mad at me when I say that. Of like, there are teams that are fans that like other football programs that have always been Vandy baseball fans.
Yep.
People take that as an insult. It's not an insult. Your program is so good that you are taking fans away from other. I'm actually complimenting you.
This is true.
But people are going to hear what they want to hear when I talk about
that.
Vandy.
Why even fight it, man?
100%. Cody Campbell and Steve Sarkisian are playing a game of PR chess, and head coach Joey McGuire at Texas Tech got involved in it. So if you are unfamiliar, Steve Sarkisian did an interview, I think about a month ago, where he said at the Houston Touchdown Club, that's what it was, there's a team in our state that plays in another conference that has a schedule that I would argue if I played with our 2s and 3s, we could go undefeated, and they'll probably make the college football playoff this year. He did not reveal the team, but of course he was talking about Texas Tech. Well, Joey McGuire yesterday, as the Big 12 now has spring meeting, says, we would love to play Texas. Says if the game can't be played in Lubbock, we'll play it at AT&T Stadium. And heck, we'll even buy out of our games at the beginning of the season to make this work. And Cody Campbell, the money guy for Texas Tech, tweets out, upping the ante. Texas Tech Athletics will pay the buyout for both Abilene Christian and Texas State, two teams that play week 1 against these Texas former Big 12 rivals, Texas and Texas Tech. And according to FBS schedules on Twitter, they would be on the hook for $2.4 million, which Cody Campbell can find in his couch cushions. A $1.4 million buyout to Texas State, a $1 million buyout for Abilene Christian. There is a 0.0% chance that this happens, which is exactly why it is perfect fodder for the month of May when we're all bored with nothing else to talk about. And apparently Joey McGuire and Steve Sarkisian are very bored with nothing else to talk about.
Don't take this from me, Will. I want to believe that this could actually happen.
I don't know why anyone's tweeting about that it possibly could. This is classic PR chess where both sides have nothing to lose.
It could.
Because both sides know it's not going to happen.
It could. It absolutely could, Will. We got to live in this universe where we believe these types of things are going to happen. I love coaches that talk trash, and I also love somebody that calls are bluff right here, man. Cody, what is his name again? Cody Campbell. CC is what we're going to call him moving forward. CC made me do research last night on what a buyout would cost you, okay? This is just,
$2.4 million.
It's 2.4 million? Exactly. So here we go.
I just gave the numbers.
Yes, let's
$1 million and 1.4 from both sides together. I got you.
Go, brother. Do you hear me? Light work for him. That is a tax write-off. That is an investment.
I just said he could literally find it in his couch cushion.
They already have the hotels booked up. All of those Texas Christian teams. Texas Abilene teams.
I bet Mattress Mac would go in on half of it.
Easy work. Even Patrick Mahomes was tweeting about it last night. Do you hear me? Patrick is ready to put some money in this as well to make this happen. We will have to satisfy this urge, okay? If you're going to talk trash about me, bro, you can drive to me. I'll drive to you, whatever. No, matter of fact, let's meet at AT&T.
Meet at Jerry World, yeah.
These are the things we need. I'm tired of coaches talking so much, being in a position like we could have. You remember the locker room games, man? My high school team would have beat your. We never played each other, did we?
We did that in Tennessee, too.
We never played each other. My school was cold, man. I had 180 tackles my junior year.
But it's you were just playing in the small school division. Yeah, no.
Exactly.
We had the same conversations in our locker room in Tennessee.
So here's the thing. All right, it'll never happen. Stop. I really wish it would. But here's the issue, though. Sarkisian just got punked. He's got to be on the side of the SEC right now. Like, they pretty much called all of us out. They're already attacking us right now as a conference.
Well, he called out Texas Tech first.
Well, exactly.
He started it. That's the problem.
And then he walked up to the front door, knocked on, and said, here's your little check for the little buyout money. Our pride is at stake right now.
It does feel like Texas Tech kind of wins this exchange, considering they're the ones offering to pay it.
Listen.
But it's Texas. They don't need to cower.
Yes, they do.
Why?
They're Texas.
Well,
That's why.
They play Ohio State the next week.
I don't care.
If you think Texas is going to say, yeah, we'll play another playoff team from last year the week before we host Ohio State, then you're crazy.
And the committee would absolutely.
And the 9-game SEC schedule.
And the committee will absolutely weigh this well. Now, here's the issue, Will. Right now, Texas Tech doesn't have a quarterback. They could embarrass them right now.
Oh, yeah, and I think they would. I mean, what do you think that line would be? What's the hypothetical betting line? Texas
with
Tech.
No quarterback. Okay, so there's other rules.
I think it's Texas minus 9.5 on a neutral field.
I'm with you there.
That's probably a little too much. It's probably closer to a touchdown on a neutral field.
6.5.
I bet it's probably closer to 6.5. I would take it all the way up to 10.
We need this. You take it all the way up to 10.
I am very high on Texas.
And here's the thing about it, though, too.
I'm going to drink the Kool-Aid again.
Their coach. Thank you, man. Finally, have a seat over here with us, okay? Jeez, get with it, Will. All I'm saying is this. Hawk, the ego stroke of the SEC is weighed upon somebody in Texas right now, in Austin. If Sarkisian doesn't defend us as a conference, we go down another notch, okay? They'll be talking Big 10, Big 12, and then SEC. We can't live like that. Who's next, the ACC? If Sarkisian doesn't defend our honor and make us be the big dogs moving forward. This is a challenge. This is a duel. This is what this is. This is like a 18-29 duel. You walk 10 paces, I walk 10 paces.
I would say the duel that Texas cares about is the one against Ohio State the next week.
Listen, no.
They don't need to pick any more fights. They've got plenty of fights to fight in the SEC and in the Big Ten. No, Ohio State's the warm-up to the SEC schedule.
This is a classic you won't knock the stick off my shoulder moment. And right now, Sarkisian's just doing a whole bunch of barking.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't like this.
He started it, so he's caused a lot of this. There's no doubt about it. But at the same time, I don't know if Texas is the best team to make an example of having weak scheduling in the SEC, considering they went to Columbus with a first-year starting quarterback in Week 1 last year. Of all the teams in the SEC, they are the ones that are most confident and most willing to go to your house and play a big out-of-conference game. And you'll remember, before they were an SEC team, they went to Tuscaloosa and they beat Alabama.
That's fair. Well, I'm here for all this. All I'm telling you is
it's something to talk about.
Steve Sarkisian, to me, is a keyboard warrior. He's a guy that gets on streams and just talk real bad about people. When he sees them in public, he try to play nice guy. He, to me, at this point, if he doesn't defend our honor, like he is fragile Sark from here on out as soon as he walks into Knoxville. He got bodied.
So the full Texas football schedule within all of this is Texas State Week 1, 2:30 on ESPN. Ohio State Week 2, Saturday, September 12th. A really good day of college football. Saturday, September 12th, by the way. On ABC, 6:30 against Ohio State. UTSA
Cake.
is week 3.
Cake.
And then they come to Tennessee.
Yep.
Red River Shootout. It's always the Red River Shootout. October 10th. They host Florida. They host Ole Miss. They host Mississippi State. They go to Missouri. They go to LSU. They host Arkansas. Then they go to Texas A&M. Last game of the season.
That's what the money's for, okay? And Texas Tech is trying to give you more because you called them out and they answered the call.
The state of college football right now, too, in terms of ticket prices, and ESPN.com, when you look at a team's schedule, it always has tickets as low as, and then gives a number. You want to know what their lowest ticket is?
No. What is it?
Their lowest ticket in terms of every game. Tickets as low as this is $83. Every other game, the cheapest ticket you get is over $100.
Is it really?
9-game SEC schedule.
It does it, man. I'm trying to find the audio from Texas Tech coach speaking about the reason
Talking
why.
about Joey McGuire?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
You got it?
Okay. Well, I mean, we could already kind of said it, but we can play it.
But I want to hear him. It's like a minute 40, minute 50.
Go for it.
You know, Sark, we played him. We got our butts kicked the last time we played him. We're 1-1.
Played him.
Against Texas since I've been there. And I said, there's no way they're talking about us. Because Sark's a pretty tough guy. His teams are really tough. And I would think that if he was talking about us, that he would call us out. Like he wouldn't just say, you know, just kind of this comment of, well, there's another team in our state. And so I guess he was talking about us. So I've actually talked to Keith Patterson and I've talked to GJ Kinney. And they're willing to
Shout out, TJ.
take our games, and Abilene Christian will go to Texas State. We'll buy our contract out of Abilene Christian.
Yep.
I'm sure because Texas has got a lot of money, they can buy their contract out. But I do know there's a lot of Red Raiders that will help them buy that contract out if they don't want to.
Self.
And they can come to Lubbock week 1, and you know we can figure out if their 2s and 3s can win this conference.
Yeah.
And, I know a lot of people are going to say a lot of stuff about me or about us. We didn't score in the playoffs. That's obvious. You can take a shot at us for that. We didn't score in the playoffs.
Come on.
Last time we played Texas, we got beat 57-7, and he played some of his 2s and 3s. They kicked the crap out of us. But, you know, I know he feels really good about his team if he's making those comments. And, man, we would love to play the University of Texas week 1 in Lubbock. I do know that Cody Campbell reached out to Stephen Jones, so they don't want to come to Lubbock, and we're going to work on trying to get AT&T week 1. So if they want to play week 1, then we're ready. We would love to play the University of Texas.
Make it happen.
There's Texas Tech head coach Joey McGuire.
Almost brought a tear to my eye.
Honestly,
man.
the takeaway I have is I do wish that schedules could be set later.
That's
and
real.
you're not scheduling non-conference games when the players who will be playing in them are in middle school. Like, why can't we build matchups like this based off of comments in the postseason every April or May?
Bro. That's what I'm saying. Like, why we got
Televise it.
I'm with you.
Put it on TV. Release the whole schedule. Not just release the SEC schedule the way the conference does. Like, let's release everything.
There's got to be a TV network that's fighting for this matchup right now. Put it on Netflix for all I care.
No,
All right, put it on the CW. Okay, put it wherever you want.
You don't need to relegate them to the
might-
Pac-12 channel.
Is this still around?
Yeah, it's back.
All I'm telling you is this:
Just the Mountain West, the new coat of paint.
Sark gotta defend us. Will he punked him?
He doesn't represent us.
He's UT Junior from here on out.
He's Texas. He's Tex.
No, he ain't.
He doesn't represent UT. He's Tex.
He gotta defend us.
He'll be all right. He'll be all right.
He told him we'll pay you a little buyout.
We'll all be okay. We'll make it.
Well, you not understanding the weight of this. I hate that you don't understand the weight of this.
I'm not
right
one
now.
to chant SEC at any event possible. So he doesn't represent me.
Yeah, he represents us.
When does he respond?
The next time he talks, I don't know.
He pretty much ethered him.
Probably SEC Media Days.
He's Lil Sark now. Like, that's, I can't believe it. Nobody's mad about this. I'm mad about this.
Brent Hubbs of VolQuest joins us coming up next. What in the world is going on with Chaz Coleman in Tennessee football? We'll talk about that with Brent. We'll preview Tennessee ECU today on the Baseball Diamond for Hubbs' weekly visit coming up next.
It's Ramon Foster, and I'm with Aaron from United Structure Systems. Man, they came by today to check out my house. If there's anything, any issues, small or big, you're gonna fill us in there.
We can take care of it no matter what kind of problems. So first off, we'll just kind of take a look through your house and see what kind of issues you got going. You know, cracks in the brick, cracks in the drywall, weird spots in the floor, doors sticking, windows not opening properly. Once we identify those areas, we're going to do a thorough inspection around the outside, make sure there's no issues going on with that. And then once we look over it, we'll talk about what's going on, and hopefully we ain't got no issues, and then we'll go from there.
Let's go. Let's go.
Ms. Foster, so we have looked at the issues that you brought up. We had the drywall in the attic up here above your bonus or your garage. You had some doors sticking.
I did.
Going in your bathroom. So we've inspected all that. We don't see any major structural concerns. So you're going to be one of our lucky good news customers today. There is some minor deflection there. That's not an uncommon thing. As any house is built, it's its biggest and its strongest the day that it's born. Right, and from that point, it just gets older, just like us. We ain't hopping up out of bed, taking off down the hallway, running downstairs. And
Not protecting quarterbacks anymore.
No.
Opening up late. We're done.
Your guard ain't there no more.
Okay,
so.
I got you.
So it just happens. It gets a little older and it starts to deflect. Now, there are some things we can do to kind of help adjust those doors, mainly adjusting in the door, which we don't necessarily do, and maybe doing some light shimming in the crawl space down there to address those sticking doors. But for now, no major issues there. We did talk about the grading in the back and some issues that we can take care of back there for you. But that's pretty much up in a nutshell. No big issues and you're good to go. So.
Awesome. So again, what you deal with United Structural Systems is it's upfront, it's honest, and now I can sleep peacefully at night, okay?
This is a different court, Blair.
Same result, Slay.
Oh, okay, Blair. See, that's Tyler Tanner. See, Tyler Tanner's in the house now.
Let's see what you got. Jerry's out, Blair.
Blair, come on. Okay, Blair, just come sit down. Come on, Blair. Blair, stop. You're going to get hurt. Blair, get off the court. That's enough.
What's the verdict, Blair?
The courtroom is where I play ball. Boy, Durham, injury law, and that ain't got no roof.
The guaranteed offer is the simplest, least stressful way to sell your home. You go to our website, you fill out a quick form, we set an appointment, we bring you an all-cash offer. Literally, there's no lockbox on the front of your house, there's no showings, we pay all cash, we close in as little as 21 days, stress-free. We've helped thousands of homeowners just like you sell your home the hassle-free way with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate.
Friday morning, hour number 2 of Ramon and Will continues here on 104.5 The Zone. Alongside Ramon Foster, I'm Will Bowling. Pleased to be joined by Brent Hubbs of AllQuest, as we are at this time every single Friday morning. Brent, what's up? How we doing?
Morning, Hubbs.
I'm doing great. Hope you guys are doing well this Friday.
I'm doing fine. Ramon is kind of mad at Steve Sarkisian because he feels like he needs to represent the SEC and fight back a little bit against Cody Campbell and the oil money. You might have to talk Ramon off the ledge a little bit today because he's feeling some type of way today.
Well, I don't understand why Steve Sarkisian has decided that he wants to make news in every interview he does by talking some craziness. I mean, listen, I understand what Texas Tech is trying to do in a PR move here. Like, I will play you whatever. Right. Sarkisian was trying to say, look, Texas Tech's schedule, top to bottom, 1 through 12 games, is an easier schedule than Texas plays, which is the absolute truth. But everybody knows that, so why say it?
Right.
And then why throw in the, hey, we'll play our walk-ons and we'll still beat those teams on there. Maybe some of them you would, but like, why? Like, what's the point? Like, that's about the third interview he's done where he's just said something. You're like, why is he getting in the middle of the Ole Miss deal? You know, with the whole basket weaving thing. Like, dude, stay in your lane. I mean, you know, and I guess that's my takeaway from not just Steve Sarkisian, but the whole SEC meetings down there. It was like, you know, you guys gonna get anything done, or are you just gonna have like some WWE moments down there where everybody takes jabs at each other and, you know, kind of squares off in the square, and then we all walk away? Like, what? I don't know. You even get me started. I just don't understand the need for all the rhetoric. You're the Southeastern Conference. Go win it, okay? You know, go play for it. Go get to the championship game. You know, but instead you have to tell everybody how great you are all the time. Like, where's the complex coming from? Other than you haven't won a championship in football the last couple of years, but you're still one of the best conferences. You know, if not the best conference, top to bottom. Like, just go be you. Quit worrying about everybody else. It just, I don't know. Commissioner Kramer, God rest his soul, would have cringed at what happened this week from the media show standpoint in Destin, Florida. Because there's no way the Southeastern Conference through the years would have ever come across a house divided the way they did, or ever taken public shots at other people the way they did this week in Destin.
I love your frustration in this because it does create both sides. Like, you're on the side like, this is embarrassing. I'm on the side like, Sark, defend us. Like, he's called us out, and he represents the SEC, and I'm joking about it, but he represents at least a response from us about what he started, to your point. And the other side, though, too, Hubbs, is, have you ever met Coach Foreman in a position where you saw him be a little bit more chesty in the years that he knew that he had a good team? Is that what Sark is doing right now as well? Like, he knows that roster's good from top to bottom?
Yeah, I mean, that was just never Fulmer's nature.
Okay.
I mean, that was just, you know, the old offensive lineman came out in him. I mean, he was always looking at Bud Ford going, really, I've got to talk to the media again? You know, because, I mean, this is no joke, and this is how different it is. I know you're not looking for story time this morning, but when Fulmer on a game week, he would talk to the media as many as 9 times in 7 days. Like on Tuesday, when he had his regular media conference on Tuesday mornings at like 11, he would do TV only, then he would go do print media separately. That was at 11 or 11:30, and then he did media again after practice that afternoon. Well, what the hell happened between 11:30 and 7 and 6 o'clock at night? You know, like, he just come over and look at us and goes, "Really? We're doing this again?" And we're all like, "I guess we are." You know, and so then he did a teleconference on Sundays. I mean, you know, you would go to walkthrough practice on Friday, where offensive linemen thought they were receivers and would run routes for whatever reason. And you would sit there and he'd go through 20 minutes of walkthrough, and then he would come over and meet the media, and it was like, he was never going to give you an injury update. Yeah. And it was basically for about 7 minutes, he'd go, yeah, we're ready to play. We've had a good week. Looking forward to the opportunity tomorrow. And that was the media conference. Like, why? But so, I mean, he would never, he just never got into that world of talking about other people or kind of thumping his, he would like his team, but he was 180-degree opposite of what Spurrier was doing and all of those types of things. So no, he would defend his team if somebody called him out. He would try to, certainly would defend his team, but now he never strutted around the way Sarkisian seems to be strutting around right now. Like, I just don't understand why all these other teams are catching strays from him. Like, what's he sitting around going, hey, I don't really have a dog in the fight with Ole Miss, but I'll jump in there and talk about their academics. Why not? I'm bored today. Like, it just doesn't make any sense.
So I have to ask this. When it comes down to the state of the SEC and the coaches as well, and maybe it's coaches in general because everybody's so connected through social media, is there much of a difference between the friendships that were in that era, that former era, the 90s era, where you felt like there was actually animosity between one another? But when now you have Pete Golden, I know he coached with Lane Kiffin, say, hey, he texts me 12 times a day sometimes. Like, they're very connected and friends, it seemed like. Even Florida's coaches in this group chat with all of them. Has this always been the case, or was it a little bit more animosity in the Nick Saban former era?
Everybody was in their own lane back then. No pun intended with Lane Kiffin, but everybody stayed in their own kind of bubble, so to speak. I mean, the world was bigger, I guess, back then. I mean, nobody was picking up the cell phone and calling. I mean, Fulmer and Spurrier get along now, but I mean, they weren't liking each other. They weren't buddies in the 90s by any means. Now they were professional in meetings, but that would be the only time, really, unless they bumped into him on the road in recruiting, that they would have a conversation. I mean, very rarely would somebody pick up the phone and call somebody to check on them or ask them how they're doing. I mean, there were no text messages, so I mean, you weren't checking in all the time on things and calling back and forth and doing all that. I think there's some camaraderie right now with coaches in this league because, listen, coaches are frustrated. Now, I mean, there's a lot of fans listening this morning go, man, I don't want to hear it. The guys are making $10 million a year, $12 million a year. What are they frustrated about? But there's frustration for them because, they're all dealing with the same things that they were dealing with, that they weren't dealing with years ago. And that's, high school kids saying, hey, I know you offered me $400,000 a year, but I need $8. Or a guy coming to them and saying, hey, I know I've only gone through, 12, 15 spring practices, but I want to talk about a new deal. I want to go ahead and start my renegotiation process on a new deal before the portal opens in December. Mm-hmm. And they're sitting there talking about, we got an extra conference game and we all were told to agree with it because the playoffs were expanding, but they may not expand. We feel like we got duped in that deal, right? And, man, we didn't get anything done this past week in Destin. Why do we keep going down there for that thing? I mean, there are those common things right now that they have more shared frustrations with, I guess, would make it a little bit different as well.
Brent Hubbs of AllQuest on 3, your guest this morning here on Ramon and Will. Switching gears to another problem that Josh Heupel's dealing with on campus, or maybe just a situation of a guy who still isn't there for practice. Brent, what is the latest on Chaz Coleman and his status with Tennessee football as guys are getting back on campus and they're still waiting on the next step and maybe a next step that'll never come with Chaz Coleman?
Yeah, I mean, and everybody's on campus except for Chaz Coleman, and I don't think there's any timeline or any timetable or anything like that for Chaz Coleman to return to campus at this point in time. Now, we'll see. I think in this day and age, we don't know what all the personal issues are. Okay, so I don't think it's fair to speculate on what all he's dealing with. But it doesn't matter if you're in a workplace and it's your employee. It doesn't matter if you're, it's a regular student at a high school or in a college, or if it's a student athlete or whatever it is. If there's any kind of concern regarding anything with mental health, which could certainly fall under the category of personal issues, then, everybody is going to do everything they can in those situations. And you want to make sure that you've done everything you can to try to help someone if they're dealing with those things. And, so I don't think that there's an immediate response from Josh Heupel here at this point. But, I mean, at the end of the day, if Chaz Coleman is to ever be a part of Tennessee football, he's got to get to campus. And just getting to campus is not good enough. He's got to get to campus. He's got to get in the weight room. He's got to get with his teammates. And with each passing day that he doesn't do that, it seems more and more unlikely that he'll ever do that at this point. So, we'll see. Josh Heupel made it clear in Destin, Florida, when he spoke with Pete Nakos of On3, and in my conversations with Josh Heupel about this story the last few months is they're trying to support him every way that they can, but the rubber does meet the road at some point, and he can't roll in here and 2 weeks or 3 weeks or a month and say, hey, I'm back, I'm doing this. I mean, he's got to come be a part of the team. Right. And he's really just not been a part of the team since the first week and a half of spring practice. And obviously the rest of the team is moving on and getting themselves ready for this fall.
So, Brent, how well positioned is Tennessee to play defense without Chaz Coleman if it does get to that point in 2026? We've talked about Marion Dye. We've talked about the Tulane transfer and Jordan Norman, who's looked good at those edge rusher positions. How does this change the outlook for Tennessee at edge rusher if Chaz Coleman isn't with them in the fall?
Well, it's a lack of a body, and it's a lack of body that obviously Jim Knowles and that staff that came from Penn State were clearly believers in, because they were a big part of why he transferred to Tennessee back in January, according to everything Chaz Coleman said. Now, the flip to that is Chaz Coleman has 150 snaps in his career at the college level. He has 8 tackles, and he has 1 sack. Now, he has a ton of potential, but he is not a guy who – it's not like Amari Campbell, at linebacker, where there's a big resume of productivity. Tons of potential with Chaz Coleman, but he doesn't have this great resume of productivity at this point because he just hasn't played a lot. But you're taking you would be taking a talented guy with a great upside out of your program. And, what it means is Kendrick Golston, some of these young, Carter Gooden, Hezekiah Harris, some of these young kids are going to have to play some situationally. I think it means Jim Knowles would have to do some things schematically, probably different. You might play 2 bigger body ends at times. Maybe you play Marion Dye and Tyree Weathersby at the same time. Maybe you end up in some schematics where you're in basically a 4-3 look, or you're in a 3-3 look, and you walk somebody up to the edge and play a backer off the edge in certain pass rush situations. I mean, Jim Knowles makes a lot of money. He's been engineering defenses for a long time. There's a lot of ways to skin the cat, and if you're him, your focus right now is on figuring out how to do it with a belief that Chaz Coleman's not going to be here. I think all of your work right now is on that. And if somebody needs to change their body type a little bit, maybe drop a little bit of weight or whatever, those are things you're dealing with Derek Owens right now, to have your players and your personnel that you want at those positions to look the way that they need to look physically to get ready to go in August.
With this Chaz Coleman thing, was this a sight unseen type of purchase for he and his camp, as far as going to the highest bidder situation? And he got to Knoxville and didn't really know what he was getting himself into? Because I can't imagine that he got to Knoxville and said, "Oh, I don't like it here." Like, what do we speculate as far as the negotiating to get him to Knoxville, and now just the turn that he's made?
Well, I mean,
only reason I say that because I don't know if it's all him. I don't mean to jump in on you. Like, maybe this was an agent negotiating situation for him, as far as where he was decided to go, a family member, because I do know those things happen.
Well, I mean, certainly they do. You're exactly right. He's got an agent. His uncle and his father were pretty heavily involved in things when he transferred out of Penn State. But I wouldn't call it sight unseen because he knows everybody on his side of the ball from a coaching staff standpoint. I mean, Andrew Jackson worked exclusively with him last fall at Penn State. Anthony Poindexter, Jim Knowles. 3 analysts that came from here, or came from Penn State. So Knoxville's a new city. It is a new area. He does have new teammates, and there's some new people, new strength coach, and a new head coach. But he knew more about Tennessee and their coaches than he would have known about Ohio State's coaches or anything like that. So I don't know the whole process. A lot of people just assumed he was going to Ohio State when he transferred out of Penn State. But then when he commits to Tennessee, you thought it was the Jim Knowles effect and the familiarity that, he had with the coaching staff there. And he talked about, the family atmosphere at Tennessee and how well it felt. And, I don't know. He didn't finish the year on the field at Penn State. He dealt with an injury. You never know how a player responds to injury. You don't. And, did he lose any of his passion for the game? I don't know, Ramon. Is it, he's not holding out for more money. It's not a negotiation thing for more money. I'm comfortable saying that. But everything else about why this situation is where it is pure speculation. And that's probably not fair to the kid, and it's not fair to Tennessee either at this point. But for whatever reason, it doesn't appear to be working out.
Brent, with Tennessee getting started in the NCAA baseball tournament today at 11 o'clock against ECU, what is the latest on Landon Mack, his availability, and how's Tennessee going to piece together a pitching plan for this weekend, which, as their bats heat up, maybe they put themselves in a bit better of a position than they were, but it feels like on the mound they've declined a little bit, and that's not necessarily a good thing entering the postseason, as you know.
Well, you got to stay in the winner's bracket if you're Tennessee. You got to figure out how to stay in the winner's bracket because regionals are hard. Regionals are harder than super regionals. A super regional, you just coach it like you do a regular weekend because you're trying to take 2 of 3. Mm-hmm. The regional's different. Double elimination. You're playing every day. You don't have off days to schedule things out. So you really have to have, depth of pitching. And if you don't, then your starting pitching has to be really, really good for you. And what Tennessee needs this afternoon is they need Evan Blanco to go deep into this game against East Carolina. And they need to try to save as much bullpen as they can save today. And then you turn around, if you were to win this game, you turn around tomorrow and you're hoping Tegan Coons, who's your ace, can go deep into a game because you're trying to save as much bullpen as you can for that third game. And you want to stay in the winner's bracket. The perfect scenario for Tennessee is that Blanco goes late today into the game. Same for Coons on Friday or on Saturday. Tennessee wins both, and you're playing for it all on Sunday. And you've got, Appenzeller and these guys left that you can throw. I don't know what Landon Mack's going to do. He's on the roster. We'll see. We'll see if they can start him, or if they can't. I don't know the answer to that question. And Josh Elander was optimistic, hopeful, but not. When he talked about Reese Chapman when he met with the media on Wednesday, it was an absolutely he's playing. When he talked about Landon Mack, he's on the roster, he's still day-to-day. Not nearly the amount of confidence in Landon Mack's return as it was, Reese Chapman, who's coming off that, freak injury he had in practice at the SEC tournament. So, we'll see if they get to Sunday, what that looks like. We'll see what that looks like, in a third game, provided that they get to the third game. But priority for them today is to try to figure out a way to win and stay in the winner's bracket, and then put your best pitcher on the mound tomorrow afternoon against what's expected to be North Carolina and what would be their ace, as North Carolina is not throwing their best today, trying to save him for their Saturday game.
He is Brent Hubbs of VolQuest, who joins us Fridays at 7:20 here on the show. The War Room is a must-read every single Friday, a VolQuest subscription, a must-have year-round, from recruiting to football, hoops, and baseball, everything in between. Brent, we appreciate you. Thank you as always. Have a good weekend.
Appreciate it, Hubbs.
Thanks, guys. Y'all have a great weekend.
Yes, sir.
No doubt about it.
Brent Hubbs with us, talking a little bit of football and baseball, presented by Ascend Federal Credit Union, your financial partner for every stage of life. We'll talk more about the Chaz Coleman thing as we go this morning. But count me in today, Ramon, as maybe the first day or the first week, let's just say, where I'm officially doubting whether he ever plays football for Tennessee.
You know, the one part that I hope is not a part of this, I hope he isn't just saving himself just to go to Ohio State.
Yeah, and Brent's right. Like, it probably is unfair to speculate.
Yeah.
Because we don't know all the details, and
Right.
there's just a lot going unsaid right now, and for good reason. It's just it's personal stuff. It's just hard to speculate, and it's hard to know when the guy's not on campus. But at this point, at the very least, like, Brent's right. Like, if he's gonna just get to campus, that's step one in a long line of steps to play football and be a contributor as an edge rusher for the University of Tennessee and earn what is reportedly a very large sum of NIL money to play for the Vols in 2026.
I had one of my good friends text me as a defensive coach and said, having 8 tackles and 1 sack and getting $1 million is nuts. I mean, but you pay for the potential.
Yeah.
Most definitely understand that.
Mm-hmm.
I was told, like I said, by a couple of my sources, that he does have some real issues going on. How deep they are, they didn't get into that part of it, though. But it's just, you hate to continually be a part of this conversation as far as the Vols go.
Right.
Nico, Boo, this, James, speculation after he goes into the draft. I don't think we have a uncleaned house. But we got to stop picking up the wrong paper and reading the bad news is kind of the way I view it, though.
Right. 615-737-1045 is our number. Coach Mack is headed into the Titans Ring of Honor officially. We'll talk about that coming up next.
It's Ramon Foster for Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. Man, nobody likes dealing with any of those issues, whether it's plumbing, HVAC, or electrical. Most of the time, you don't know what it would cost you if it get fixed right, or if somebody's just trying to sell you something you don't need. When you reach out to Hiller, the experts, they solve your problems quickly, and the price you chose is the price that you will actually pay. There's zero hidden fees or surprises on your bill at all. Hiller's been in business for over 35 years and a family-owned and operated. Their techs are very professional, experienced, and trustworthy, and all background and drug screen as well. And when they're on their way, you'll receive a photo of the tech and a link to track them in real time, so you're not sitting around wasting your time. They believe in 100% satisfaction every single time. Their motto is, and they truly believe in it, happy you'll be, or the service is free. Listen, to learn more about Hiller or book with them like I do, head over to happyhiller.com.
Wrapping up the first half of Friday mornings, Ramon and Will. Subscribe to the Ramon and Will podcast wherever you download podcasts. If you're a Vols fan, you're getting in the car right now and you just missed Brent Hubbs and the nuggets he dropped about Chaz Coleman, all the latest stuff about that. Story time with Brent Hubbs. That he says, by the way, he's like, I know you guys don't want story time. No, sign us up every time. For story time with Brent Hubbs.
Every time.
You can download the Ramon and Will podcast for every interview and every hour of the show, wherever you download podcasts. Ramon, Coach Mack is headed into the Titans Ring of Honor, the 20th member of the organization's Ring of Honor, as announced yesterday by Titans owner Amy Adams-Strunk. Of course, the game day analyst for Titans Radio, a job he took over in 2017 and held through 2025. An assistant on Jeff Fisher's staff as a linebackers coach from 2004 to 2010 and in 2011 with Mike Munchak. A Titan in every sense of the word and a very deserving member of a very prestigious honor that is just so well earned and deserved. Was so happy to hear that yesterday afternoon.
No doubt, man. It was awesome. And the reason he's in there in the Ring of Honor now is impact. You look at the names and impact that they've had on this franchise, and hearing Mike Keefe speak about him yesterday was very eye-opening. Hearing Miss Amy Burke-Nihill, of course, Coach Jeff Fisher, and Jonathan Hutton speak about him was eye-opening. And in each one of those conversations and the conversations that we had on the side before the memorial started, the amount of people that were in the building from different organizations, from different cities, from different schools as well, shows you the impact. So I think it's right that Coach Mack goes into the Ring of Honor, man. You always try to find ways to celebrate people when they're gone. And this, to me, in the world of sports, is by far one of the coolest ways that you can do it, to be the 20th member. And like I said, to have the impact that he did is why this happened, like importance. And they don't just hand these out either. Time on task and just impact, man. I don't think we can overstate that enough. Coach Mack had touched a lot of people, man, inside of this organization, outside of the city, and in the city, too.
I think the thing that just stands out about the life and the legacy that Coach Dave McGinnis lived and leaves behind is the ability to be the ambassador to all of you and to be the ambassador for not just Titans football, not just the NFL, but just the game of football. Mm-hmm. And Coach Mack had that ability to make 300-level football concepts make sense, but in a way that he wasn't talking down to you. He was talking eye level with you. He was talking with you, not to you or at you. And I think that's the thing that I'm so motivated by, Ramon, as we head into this season. And you and I are a part of Titans Radio and Taylor and Rhett and our team of sideline reporters, all the way to Zeph in the back of the booth on the production side of things, is that's the legacy we are so motivated and inspired to carry on. It's not just to do a broadcast, but to be an ambassador from the team to all of you 24/7, 365. Mm-hmm. Because while when you talk into a headset and you are the analyst or you are the play-by-play broadcaster or you are the game day host or sideline or whatever you are, pregame, postgame, that is just part of the responsibility and the duty that Coach Mack filled to so many of you. And when he would see you guys in the community or at events or at dinners or pep rallies, he was always on the clock because he was always including you in what felt like a special just person-to-person bond. Mm-hmm. Coach Mack made it feel like you were just sitting at the dinner table with him or sitting having a beverage with him and watching a football game. That's what we are so motivated to do, and that's what broadcasting is. Mm-hmm. That's what doing a radio show is. I never want this show to ever feel like we're talking at people. I want it to feel like we're talking with you, and you're not along and you're talking with us in the car. You can just hear us, and unfortunately we can't hear you unless you call in. So that's the motivation we carry with us every day. It's the motivation that we'll continue to think about and see every time we see Dave McGinnis on the walls of this iteration of Nissan Stadium and the new one. And he was a master at that, in connecting with people both on and off the air. And I will forever love that about Dave McGinnis.
No doubt about it, man. Always available to anybody.
Absolutely.
That's where he was.
Absolutely.
it was funny hearing some of the stories that Coach Fisher and Jonathan Hutton told on air or whatever, though, and seeing the reaction of his immediate family from Texas. They raised their heads up like, what? He did what?
I mean, there was quite a contingent of people that represented every walk of life of Dave McGinnis yesterday. That was really, really cool.
You know what I took from it, though, is we take this thing called life too serious sometimes. And I say it all the time, never grow up. Continue to have fun. Continue to reach and touch out to people, man, because Mac always did. And I think the more we talk about him in this scenario, the more we realize that, listen, I don't care how famous you are. I say it all, never fly above people. There are times where you're in a different realm, and always bring yourself down, man, to be able to be available to folks. And I think that was what Mac has taught me about this position is don't look down on people.
Well, and at the end of the day, this is just sports. And I know it's a $1 billion industry and it's 32 teams, and we feel honored to be one of 32 and have the opportunity to be on one of 32 NFL broadcasting teams. And we take that very seriously. But at the end of the day, sports and football, to get deep for a minute, is just a way to connect with people.
No doubt.
And at its core, when you think about why sports means so much to people, it's the connections and it's the bonds of who you went to the games with and who you watched the games with and the family members and the people. For me, it's going to games with my family and being in Knoxville, being in Nashville, and going to sporting events. Like that, at the end of the day, is why we care so much about this. Is the tribalism and regionalism of who we are as people. It's the city we represent and the people and the name on the backs of our jerseys if we had them. Sure. And what Coach Mack did so well was he made you feel a part of his football family.
Facts.
To where you were going to games with your family. You might have one earbud in or two earbuds in, and you felt like Mac was a part of your family. And there are some people that just have that gift, and on and off air, he had that gift. It is just an incredible honor to be in the ring of honor of an NFL franchise. That is just an unbelievable thing to say about your life and legacy as a person, as a human being, as a football coach, as a player, as a broadcaster. And I will say this too, as someone who's grown up a lifelong Titans fan and has listened to Titans radio and loved Titans radio and the brand and the standard of what Titans radio has been, to say that there are two broadcasters in this team's ring of honor is the ultimate tip of the cap to the standard of how high the bar is at Titans radio.
Yes.
That never will change. And every day we will work to uphold that standard, and we're on or off air on the Titans or on this show or whatever. That is an incredible honor and an incredible amount of praise into the legacy that Larry Stone, Mike Keith, Dave McGinnis, Frank Wycheck, Pat Ryan, Rhett Bryan, every member, Brad Willis,
Amy,
Philip Noel, Amy Wells,
Brad,
Jonathan Hutton, every single person, and I know I'm leaving names out, but like every person that's ever put on that microphone, that's the legacy you have. Is like, holy crap, there are two broadcasters in this team's ring of honor who have been on Titans radio, and that's the standard we'll try to uphold every single day.
No doubt about it. And Coach Mack will just tell you, enjoy the game. Love the game.
And Coach Mack would also be sitting here saying, all right, let's move on and talk ball. Enough about me. Enough about the broadcast. Let's talk about the people that are, the players that are in there. Let's talk about Robert Brazil. Let's talk about Billy White Shoes Johnson. Let's talk about all these other guys. Like that's the thing I couldn't stop thinking about is if Mack was in that room.
He was.
Like 100%. If he'd physically walked in that room, he'd say, you know what? Why are y'all spending so much time on me? You got a lot of football minds in here. Can we talk ball, please?
Yeah.
So anyway, there's my my soapbox for the day, but it's one with good intentions.
Yeah,
for sure.
That was beautiful, man. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Mac is a unique human being still. And I say is because his legacy will live on. Man.
He's special in the best kind of way. He's a special guy.
For sure.
Absolutely.
It was fun yesterday, man. Usually in those events it get kind of sad. And there were some moments, like I said, some folks really put their hearts out there yesterday in speaking about Mac. But it was fun, though, too. We got an opportunity to write some stuff as well, man. Very, very, very awesome stuff yesterday. Well, first class.
Coming up, Titans have another open to the media OTA practice today. We'll talk about what we are most interested to watch. Going to take a look at which Titans players are in line for the biggest jumps in production from 2025 to 2026 coming up in hour number 3. We'll hit the headline on the hardwood of the Western Conference Finals, go into a Game 7 as well as the second half of your Friday morning. Ramon and Will is coming up after this.
It's Ramon Foster for Medical House Calls, good folks. That's the website, medicalhousecalls.com. If you're dealing with any kind of illness or had some ickiness that pops up, or maybe a spider has bitten you and you want to get somebody over to your house ASAP and not go to one of those urgent care places, well, guess what? Medical House Calls will come directly to you, maybe even right now, because they're available Monday through Sunday from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. The same-day appointments are usually available, if not next day guaranteed. But what I'm telling you is this: they're trying to bring back the concierge to medicine, where you feel comfortable about telling the doctors and nurses what your issues are, because you're in the comforts of your own home or a place that you feel like is more receptive to you than going to an urgent care or to the hospital in general. For a flat fee, you can get an evaluation, you can get a full exam, treatment plans, and they can also prescribe medicine if you need that as well. I'm talking about anything from sicknesses, infections, injuries, in-home labs and testing, with so much more. They will come to you. Again, one of the best services that are out there. The website is medicalhousecalls.com, or you can call or text them, 615-838-2375.
Eight oh one. Good morning, live from the Circus Sports, the Mid-Kentucky Downs studio. I'm Justin Hawkins. The best 2 words in sports, Game 7, as the Spurs stave off elimination, taking Game 6 of the NBA Western Conference Finals in San Antonio Thursday night, dominating the Thunder 118-91. Victor Wembanyama for the Spurs led the way with 28 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 blocks. Game 7 is in Oklahoma City Saturday night. Tip-off is set for 7:30. In the NHL Eastern Conference Finals, the Montreal Canadiens, they look to keep from being eliminated, as Game 5 is tonight in Raleigh. The Hurricanes lead the series 3-1. Puck drop is at 7 o'clock on TNT. To the Women's College World Series, Tennessee softball got the 6-3 win over the defending national champion Texas yesterday. They will now move on to face Texas Tech tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock on ABC. Texas Tech yesterday shut out Mississippi State 8-0. And the men's side, Tennessee baseball, they start their NCAA tournament journey as they take on East Carolina at 11 o'clock this morning. In Chapel Hill Regional, Evan Blanco gets the start on the mound for the Tennessee Vols. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you've got to go to USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Second half of the show, an hour 3 getting started on Friday mornings. Ramon and Will, the final Friday in the month of May, which flew by. 615-737-1045 is our number. You can stream us, talk with us, comment about our appearances, which you can see on Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch. Hit the subscribe button while you're there. Loved us to get to 20,000 subscribers on YouTube before the football season. Little goal we're going to set internally. Doesn't cost you anything.
It's free.
We won't show up at your door. You got to pay us extra to do that. Not going to email you.
I might pop up.
You're just going to get our YouTube stream a little bit more easily when you are procrastinating on a Friday because you don't feel like working. And you pull us up on the desktop, because we know you are. You know, you go from the car to the desktop. Maybe you're thinking like, man, I'd love to listen to Ron Slay coming up at 9:20, but I've got to head into the office. YouTube.com/1045 The Zone TV. You can throw in one headphone there and just keep the tab open in the background.
You know what? You could, if you're at an office, like put us in a reception area too.
We give you permission.
Yeah, we're all right with that.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Tell your boss Ramon Will said it was okay.
And tell your people, tell our people it's okay.
Titans OTA practice open to the media today as Robert Saleh will meet with the local press at 10:30. What do you want to watch today, Ramon? Anyone specifically you are interested in seeing go to work over at the Vanderbilt Health Football Center?
Dan Moore and J.C. Latham, those two guys right there. Just because I do think they'll have a little bit of a stiffer task as it boils down to them winning one-on-ones. The guys that they got to see this year, too, how they're moving. J.C.'s comfortability in his set. I know we've spoken about that. You know, is there a period today in which you they have a hard count situation? Will he jump off sides? Will it be good? How will he function? Also, whoever's next to him at right guard, what is their communication like? Whenever I have a feeling that they're, interchanging that position out a lot. Does he play better with one or the other? Those type of situations kind of what I want to watch, because Cam's development is predicated on those dudes doing their job up front too. So that part of it, and kind of want to see Dable kind of do his thing out there a little bit. I got a feeling he's a silent he's a silent assassin when it comes down to how he feeds the beast of these guys. And if you know him or heard about him, silence is not a part of his games. I kind of want to see what kind of gunpowder he's feeding the pups out there.
It's going to be my first time seeing that in person, so I'm looking forward to seeing what a Robert Saleh, Brian Dable practice looks like. And a bit of a different look for Cam Ward, who slimmed down a little bit.
Yeah.
A new weapon to throw to in Carnell Tate, who I'm excited to watch for the first time. I just want to see all that's new. First time seeing the rookies, first time sizing up Keldrick Falk. What do these guys look like? What do the rookies look like on the offensive line?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the biggest thing for me. It's just how ready does the duo in the interior offensive line look?
Yeah. That is going to be fun. And also who can emerge, because if Jeff's in and out, which he has the right to this time of year because it's voluntary, who are the younger guys that are getting those reps, and are they maximizing it too? And I know it's not shoulder pads on, but physical plays still happen in the trenches. I kind of want to see who's going to take it. Who's a muffled screamer this time of the year?
Wow.
Yeah, no, it's just one of them asking for help type of situations. Like, no, can you handle this?
It's graphic and a bit violent, but okay.
Will, this is a violent sport.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah,
you threatened to waterboard me a number of times.
I did. We're past that now.
We are
past that. I haven't threatened to waterboard anybody in a while, man.
Don't say that.
What a sentence.
Like that's an accomplishment. No, we just talked about Coach Mack being a great person.
Yeah.
How we need to be more
like
like
next
Mack.
level prank.
Imagine.
That would maybe, I don't know if Geneva would be okay with that, but I don't know. Maybe our boss would.
But I do want to see the secondary as well too.
Yeah, sure.
Been so many questions about Cordell Flott and just everybody and where they're going to be at.
I think that's the biggest thing right now this time of year, and Robert Saleh said it. You are essentially in 7-on-7 camp right now.
You are.
Without pads, without the physicality and the phase of the offseason that NFL teams are in. You're playing 7-on-7 football. So that puts quarterbacks, passing game, running back, wide receivers, tight ends against linebacker, corners, and safeties. That's where you are getting the most legitimate competition. Not to say there isn't other stuff to benefit from for the big men and things like that going on, but I imagine there's also an added level of competitiveness that you're bringing because you're more willing to, for lack of a better term, put your body on the line in training camp practices when you feel a little bit closer to week one than you do now.
For sure, no doubt. And again, that's the unique part of it too. Like watching rookies who are skilled players like Anthony Hill. Like, how does he do? If I can understand what the offense is doing or if he's got the tight ends, does he stay home? Is he getting broke off on an anger route? An anger route is a running back coming out of the backfield across his face and running literally an angle. Is he on the spot right there? Is he having pass breakups? Does he look lost? I think we can spot those types of things when we're watching tape or watching film today. And just the overall flow. Who's trying to win this week? Is the offense, if they go no huddle, how do they operate in those moments right there? And I think the other part, though, too, is watching where Cam kind of throws the ball a little bit more. You can figure out who your guys are going to be by the volume that they get in situations where you got to go get it.
Spurs 118, Thunder 91. There will be a Game 7 in the Western Conference Finals. As last night, Victor Wembanyama goes for 28. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander struggled. And that's because he couldn't get to the free throw line. 15 points last night for the Thunder in a losing effort. SGA's minus 28 plus minus is tied with 2023 Joel Embiid for the lowest plus minus by the NBA's MVP in a clinching opportunity since 1997. Game 6 was Victor Wembanyama's 8th game with 25 plus points and multiple blocks this postseason. The most in a single postseason in Spurs history, surpassing Tim Duncan in 2005 and 2006. It's also the most such games by any player in a single postseason since Shaq had 10 games of 25 or more points and multiple blocks in 2002. Both those stats courtesy of ESPN Insights.
Awesome stuff.
When you're putting yourself in Shaq and Tim Duncan's neighborhood, then you are certainly doing something right.
Man, I was talking to my wife the other night, and we were going back and forth on if Shaq had played Wemby, what would that look like?
Whew. It's a contrast to styles.
Wemby would get beat up.
But can Shaq score?
Shaq would be winded also, trying to keep up with Wemby.
Like, he could pull Shaq out the outside the perimeter. Like,
Right.
yeah, I'm with you. I think Shaq tries to be more physical than him, so much so, like, can Shaq hold up? That was one of the things that Kobe always spoke about with Shaq is like, hey, Shaq, get in shape. Like, that's one of Kobe's main gripes that he had with Shaquille O'Neal was like, brother, we're trying to be great here, and Shaq is great. He's a Hall of Famer. But that body and how he was absolutely doing that spin move and hooking with the elbow and dunking on guys, Wemby's tougher than I think we recognize. And also, he's got a higher skill set as far as being able to handle the ball and shoot from the perimeter that Shaq would have to defend. And at 7'5", Will, you've seen him play now. They're throwing the ball up.
It's crazy.
They're just throwing it up.
I know.
He's dunking
And he
it.
just throws it up. And just to draw fouls sometimes, too. I mean, and he is being defended very physically.
Yeah, he is.
Very physically.
Not getting the calls that I think he should have as well. But
He is at home a bit more.
He is. Yes, he is.
But in Oklahoma City, it's SGA getting most of those calls.
Yeah,
and he earns some of them, to be fair. I mean, some of the flopping he's doing, he's still getting fouled. It's just annoying that he's making the most of it as much as he is.
And
I'm a soccer fan.
Yeah.
I'm used to this.
As a competitor, though, we've seen, let's go stick to football on this one, okay? We've seen Tom Brady have a bad week. We've seen an offensive line give up 6 sacks.
I mean, Patrick Mahomes gets calls. Like, it's not just SGA. It happens in all sports.
But, like, looking at, like, SGA's situation, he's had a bad night last night. I'd hate to be the Spurs trying to game plan for him.
Yeah, because it's going to swing the other direction in the next game.
The revenge is going to be immense, and they're at home. I can't imagine the reigning champs losing Game 7 at home. That's the only part to me of this storyline of this NBA Finals that bothers me a little bit. I don't want it to be a dud.
I just want them to let the physical play continue.
Yes.
Because the Spurs were very physical last night.
Very, and I felt Oklahoma was
intentional too.
And they were at home the last time as well. They body and pushed them around.
Yeah. Interesting. I mean, On one hand, Oklahoma City annoys me in the way that they win. On the other hand, it is cool to see a small market team have the ability to create a dynasty. As someone from this city who is a fan of a small to mid-market team, obviously in just the challenges that come with not being a national brand, I respect it in what Oklahoma City is doing in that regard and the way those fans have embraced their team and have embraced being the villains. The NBA needs a team that everyone hates again in the post-Warriors super team era, in the post-Heat super team era, post-Lakers versus Celtics when Paul Pierce, KG, and Ray Allen were going up against Kobe Bryant. This is the next iteration of that. And as long as Victor Wembanyama is going to be a Spur, and as long as this Oklahoma City core is together, this feels like the next one.
Yes, it does.
It feels like LeBron versus Boston. It feels like Golden State versus LeBron. It feels like this is
Dallas
the new
versus Miami.
Iconic NBA rivalry that is starting to take over again. And the Knicks being a big market team on the other side of this, and all of the Metro Atlantic rivals that are more traditional rivals, and New York, Boston, New York, Philly, New York, take your pick, New York versus New York and Brooklyn. You are starting to see new rivalries emerge, and I think on both conferences, both are really good developments for this league right now as the NBA enters an interesting period post-Steph, post-LeBron, and this new generation of players starts to take over the headlines a little bit.
It's in a good space, though.
I think it is, too.
I would, yeah.
Now, Adam Silver changing a bunch of the rules on the fly is maybe not a good thing, but,
Yeah.
That's also part of the NBA experience. They try some interesting things, and I think from a business perspective, think more outside the box maybe than any other league in the United States professionally.
They really try to protect the players and their brand because they're fighting for ratings and vision right now as the NFL continue to creep upon their game days. Their big events like Christmas was an NBA thing.
And players are so marketable in part because teams are so small that one guy can win or lose you a game or a playoff series or even a championship. But beyond that, I just think it's sometimes as simple, Ramon, as in basketball. They don't have helmets on.
Face value matters.
They don't, I mean, truly, like you can see them and relate to them and see the emotion, and you are more accessible to the players as celebrities and as high dollar amount fans when you are literally sitting on the court with them. Like basketball players are so marketable and relatable because you've got Tracy Morgan, Tina Fey, Timothy Chalamet, and Kylie Jenner literally sitting 5 feet away from them.
For sure.
And everyone is recognizable and seen and relatable in that's part of what makes basketball players so marketable.
You want to hear what's funny?
You're sitting next to him.
You are. I was thinking of the celebrities that you named, and I'm thinking of Fabulous.
Yeah,
Fat
you're thinking
Joe,
of like Fat
Spike
Joe,
Lee,
right? Spike Lee.
And Jay-Z.
I know. Spike Lee is an Arsenal fan, so I like Spike Lee.
He is, yeah. But to your point, it matters because those face values start showing up, and it just brings more prestige to the event in general, man. I absolutely love what the NBA's turned into. I'll say this, though. I do kind of want to see the Knicks win just for social media purposes. I can imagine what a parade is going to look like for the Knicks to actually win one and how insane Karl Anthony Towns is going to be. Because as cool as he is, as good of a player he is so awkward. And I love Cat because he just does him, but he's just so awkward, man. Also, too, just switch gears real quick. Shout out to the Lady Vol softball team and knocking out Tex yesterday, putting them in the loser bracket. Put them in the loser bracket.
Yeah. Big win yesterday, 6-3. Sage Margetko got the start. Carlin Pickens slammed the door. As the Lady Vols now are in the winner's bracket. First time the defending champion has lost its opening game in the Women's College World Series since 2018.
Let's go, man.
Big time. Big upset. In the 2 versus 7 matchup yesterday.
I'm trying to see who hit the home run yesterday.
I think it was Elsa Morrison.
Elsa Morrison.
I believe for Texas, it's the first time they've lost the opening game in the World Series since '98.
Good. Go call Sark. Go call Sarkisian. Yeah, go call Sark. And
you
get
see
his
Jason
opinion.
Williams' daughter got hit again with a pitch yesterday for Texas Tech.
Oh, are you serious?
After getting hit with 5 pitches in the Florida series. I finally caught up on all that.
You did see it? Is
and
it
I
messy?
saw he did an interview on I think it was Wake Up Barstool on FS1 with the Barstool guys where he said he has no affiliation to Florida anymore.
Zero.
Which is kind of wild.
Zero. 3HL,
Sorry,
I didn't
Gator Mike.
hear if they answered it yesterday, too, but I thought he's supposed to go into like the Florida Hall of Fame soon, or maybe there was a rumor of it.
Oh, really?
About him going in, and he's pretty much like, screw them. I only like them because my daughter was going there, and the fact that they're treating her like this. I will say this, too, in defense of Florida real quick. She got hit 5 times before.
Yeah.
She's getting hit again. Is she pressing the plate?
Probably.
And
I'm not going to pretend to be an expert on it, but probably.
You know what I'm saying? Like, is she leaning? What's her technique when she's about to swing? Are they intentionally hitting her? Because if you're just a magnet for the baseball, softball, I want to blame you just a little bit.
Like, and some batters do. They crowd the plate like that, and that's how you get them out is when somebody crowds the plate, you pitch them inside. That way they can't fully extend and get around in time.
Absolutely.
Garrett Wright's the same way for Tennessee. Like, he set the program record at Bowling Green last year for hit by pitch, and he got hit, I think, twice in the game that I called earlier this year. He gets hit all the time. Right.
Absolutely.
Way to get on base.
Way to get on base, put anxiety back on the pitcher and stuff like that. I've seen baseball players like, man, this guy is a magnet for it. And 5 times, now you're telling me a 6th or 7th time is, I got to start looking at her a little bit.
Like Ronald Acuna is that way for the Braves. He gets hit all the time because he's standing right on top of the plate.
You can name his technique and what he does.
You got to pitch him up and in because he struggles to catch up to a high heat. If it's inside. And true, I mean, just the way that hitting works, too. Like, if you got a fastball up and in, you can tell me it's coming, and I've got to get my foot down and be ready to hit early to be able to get my body turned in time to rotate on a pitch that's up and in and pull it.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, because you're not going to take something like that at the opposite field. You're going to roll over and roll it to, if I'm a lefty, third base, or if you're a righty, first base.
Yeah. And the Vols will now end up facing Texas Tech, who ended up beating Mississippi State 8-0 in 5 innings. That game's actually says on May 30th at 3 p.m. for a spot for the semifinals.
Tomorrow at 2 on ABC. Texas Tech versus Tennessee in the winner's bracket.
Love this, man.
It would be Oklahoma if they had made it, but Mississippi State's the team that upset Oklahoma to get here.
You know how insane that is?
It is very insane. They're also like, I saw yesterday, and ESPN crushes it on their softball coverage for the Women's College World Series. Holly Rose, terrific. Madison Shipman, Lady Vol for life, on the desk up there. I've worked with her for some broadcasts for SEC Plus. She is a pro. She's outstanding. Mississippi State is like using the power of broccoli. Like they've had like broccoli ice cream.
Stop.
That they were eating as broccoli is like their signal.
That's like the avocado ice cream Tom Brady used to eat.
I would do that 100 times before I would eat broccoli ice cream.
I feel like a savory broccoli, though, would be okay because I put like a little bit of balsamic glaze on mine from time to time.
No, that's different, though.
Yeah, but okay, you
that's not a dessert.
Balsamic glazed broccoli and ice cream? That sounds disgusting.
Yeah, that I would not do.
Nah, I wouldn't do that. But if you're telling me it's a little bit of a sweet broccoli, I might try that. What do they call that? Umami, broccoli? Where you get sweet, salty, and spicy. And,
that umami flavor?
Yeah, the umami flavor.
That's that. In dessert,
you wouldn't do it?
Absolutely not.
You don't like hot fruit either, so there's also
I hate hot fruit, but that's not a fruit. That's a vegetable.
It'd be cold.
Yeah, it's cold, right?
It's peach cobbler season, guys. What are we talking about?
Churn and Spoon is an ice cream shop in Starkville.
Churn and Spoon.
Mississippi State utility player Ali Supin was shown trying broccoli ice cream in the dugout during the game. An ice cream shop in Starkville made a special batch of broccoli ice cream in honor of their first trip to the Women's College World Series.
I'm here for it.
So there you go. You could get it at Churn and Spoon in Starkville.
There's a lot of things I wouldn't try. I'm trying that.
I would try a sample. I would not actually. I would not spend money on broccoli ice cream.
All right. I'll bring a jar in for us.
Coming up, which Titans players are set for the biggest jumps from 2025 to 2026? Not rookies, people who were here. There's not a ton of them who are still here from last year who are going to be in big starting roles into this season. Who needs a big jump in production? Not named Cam Ward. Next. Ramon Will on 104.5. The Zone continues. Ramon Foster, Will Bowling, Justin Hawkins. Which Titans players are set for the biggest
jump?
Jumps from 2025 to 2026.
Sure is, by Van Halen.
This seems like this would be such a different name. I never heard jump be said in this song.
I just think of the legendary spot that this song holds in Nashville Sports Talk radio history. George Plaster.
George Plaster.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Legend.
What an absolute
in Nashville Sports Talk history.
Man.
That's what jump is in this town. So you play that. That's why I paused for a second. I was like, ooh.
Let it ride a little bit.
This song does not belong to us.
Yeah, no. Use a little bit.
Which Titans are set for the biggest jumps forward this year? Who would be number one for you? Honestly, I'm going to take Cam out of this because obviously Cam Ward needs to make a jump from year 1 to year 2. And I don't just mean this for rookies, Ramon. I mean anybody who was a starter, who was a contributor, who was just on the team last year. Who is the number one player that you think is set to make the biggest leap in production from 2025 to 2026?
I think because of the circumstance that this fella is in. Saw him, looks healthy, still has to break away. I think this coordination of it without giving up which side of the ball I'm going to first is fit for a guy like him. It's Tyjae Spears in his offense. I've seen this be a part of guys who are up against it as far as contracts, as far as years in the league, as far as validation. Like what kind of a season Tyjae has based upon survival at this point is the perfect setup for Brian Dable in this offense. I can see a guy like him who's going to be fighting for reps with Tony Pollard. The way they're going to split reps. Heck, you got to look at also Khalil Mullings is in this conversation who's got to prove a lot. I could have went in his direction.
Is he? Is he on the team?
He's going to have to make it as a teamer, I think. But that's the way I see this one. Nick Singleton being a part of it too. Michael Carter also. Tyjae is fit for this. Get the ball, good hands, good in space, and this offense, in my personal opinion, I think will be explosive, will allow guys like Tyjae to be explosive.
I think Tyjae Spears is a good one. Forced the most missed tackles of any running back in the pass game last season. When right and when healthy is a weapon in this offense. The question is he right and is he healthy? Mm-hmm. Through no fault of Tyjae's own, he's just had some pretty rotten luck in playing running back for this team. And sometimes you do see players who have battled that over their first 3 years get things right in a contract year. And I hope for Tyjae that that's the case.
That's what I'm thinking.
It does feel like, to Easton Freeze's point on the show yesterday, that you will have a mostly new running back room in Titan Blue in 2027. Mm-hmm. But for the meantime, in 2026, for you, what would it take for Tyjae Spears to earn himself a spot on this team again in 2027? Or is it a matter of this is it and he was drafted by an old general manager and he's probably auditioning for 31 other teams this upcoming season?
It could be that too. He can find himself in a Chigakonkwo situation where this leads toward a second contract and a bigger role with another team. What leads him to stay here? Beating that ugly stench that's on him, and that's injuries. That's the first thing first for him. Make it a full 17. I'm talking about, a full 17. I was going to give him grace and say, hey, man, he can do 15 to 16 games. No, I think he needs a full set.
And that's a high bar, but it's also a bar that you have to clear when you've had the injuries that he's had over the last 2 years.
For non-established players.
Right. For backup running backs.
Yeah, for backup running backs. Like, he has an opportunity to find himself being somebody's middle of the contract world running back moving forward. The same way Chig went off and got him a second-tier contract. Mm-hmm. Tyjae can set himself up either here doing that or somewhere else. But it's all predicated on him staying healthy. So that part of it, we get that out the way, he do 17, cool. The next part for a guy like Tyjae is to show what everybody thought you actually were. We need to see the home runs. We just have to. Like, I like a single and a double. Absolutely. If you're a pitcher, we need a no-hitter. Like, that's what I'm looking for is Tajay, and I think he's capable of it, but he's got to escape the nips that happen on the ankles or the knee.
I think what he would have to do is prove that he is a big resource and help to Cam Ward. Yeah. I think he's going to have to be a 500 or 600 yard wide receiver, which is asking a lot. But if he's healthy for 17 games and can hit enough home runs, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility for Tajay Spears to get 500 receiving yards. Then you're talking about a guy that if you can get me 11 to 1,200 all-purpose yards, again, high bar. I'm not saying that's the expectation. I'm saying that's what it would have to take for me to seriously consider bringing him back in 2027. And there may be a world where, too, Ramon, he plays so well that he prices himself out of coming back.
It's true.
To the Tennessee Titans, and somebody else is willing to pay him even more. And we may live in that world. I'm not sure. It's hard to really predict that without knowing what Tony Pollard's health is, what Nick Singleton does, because there's a world where Nick Singleton takes that job and says, no, I'm healthy, and I'm the home run hitter. I'm the new running back, too. And we're talking about Tajay Spears finishing the year with just 300 or 400 total all-purpose yards. So it's a really interesting dynamic in that running back room because it's going to look different in 2027. You drafted a guy with not empty chair level draft capital at Nick Singleton. So the way those snaps are divided, I think, is going to be really interesting. To me, there is one player that's got to make the biggest jump, and I don't think there's a close second. It's got to be J.C. Latham. And I say jumps in production. Obviously, production is a bit more subjective on the offensive line because PFF can say you gave up 5 sacks and ESPN can say you gave up 8 sacks, and then somebody else can come along and say, no, you only gave up 3 sacks.
Right.
Penalties are something that's not subjective. And PFF says that J.C. Latham was called for 14 penalties last year. We just can't be anywhere close to that number.
No.
That's got to be cleaned up. The 8 sacks allowed, I do think he finished the season trending up. I would also argue that based on what he did on the field coming off of his injury, there was nowhere to go but up. The lows were too low last season for J.C. Latham. The highs at times were solid. He'll show you flashes of greatness. I need more consistency from J.C. Latham in 2026 because I need to only be looking for 1 tackle next offseason.
It's true.
Because odds are if you're looking for 2, you're having to find a bargain on something. I would love for the Titans to not need to go get a tackle next offseason. It looks like they're going to need to. And this is where the value that guys like Jordan Mailata bring Philadelphia is just so significant. Who can just step up a tackle? It's just such a position that is so hard to find at this level or at any level, whether you're coaching the gold team at Brentwood Blaze or you are looking for a first-round tackle. It's just such a difficult position to get right. And the Titans, since Taylor Lewan and Jack Conklin, haven't gotten it right, with a sprinkle of Dennis Kelly in there, who is admirable as a fill-in. I need somebody to play good tackle in 2026 for the Tennessee Titans, understanding that you're going to need probably a new left or a new right, but I'd like for it to be either or in 2027. And I think J.C. Latham's got the better chance of still being a starting tackle for the Tennessee Titans in 2027. That starts with a jump in 2026.
I don't think you have to start looking over Dan's shoulder. Let me just throw that out there right now, too. His contract, the numbers that they are, you have an out after this year. A contract was set up to be very team-friendly. You have an out after this year. Money's been paid out for the most part on guaranteed bread. Dan can help himself by showing consistency, by not having those penalties as well. You mentioned JC, too. It's the same conversation with him.
Yeah.
Less penalties, less sacks, and being available. I know last year was a little bit of a fluke. He's always been available in the game, but the NFL is a whole lot different than playing in high school and playing in college. The aches and pains are a little bit more, and I'll also add this to it, too. You also protect your business, your industry. J.C. Latham, LLC, when he's injured, it's not good for him to go out there. Not look at some of his issues that he had last year, aside from the false starts. Like, he may have been hurt when the sacks that he gave up or the positions that he put himself in, too. But you mentioned, and I think this is important, somebody said it in the chat as well, like they're tired of looking for tackles for this team.
Yeah.
And I 100% get it. I will say this. I do think there's some hope in what Brandon Crenshaw-Dixon is. I love the body type. I like the fact that he's been in a spot where he can stay and grow. That, to me, is what you talk about with Jordan Mailata. It's on the coaches to coach them up and teach them and the culture of the room to allow you to be successful.
Right.
I'll also throw this out there just to give grace to the guys, because that position is a thankless one. You're first to blame at the offensive line no matter what. But being bad doesn't help you. It does not help you at all. There are good players that are on bad teams we never hear about. The one I always think about is two players with one organization. Joe Thomas with the Cleveland Browns and Joe Hayden.
Yeah, you mean the team being bad doesn't help you.
The team being bad. Right. And I'll and add this to it. There are some bad players that are starting on good teams. And I would almost expect, with a rookie quarterback last year, an offensive line that did not seem to gel, not even a little bit, I'm still questioning what was the differences between Bill Callahan's guru side that he was at other places versus what happened here with his son in Nashville. Why didn't that work? That is very questionable to me, how this scheme wasn't allowed to flourish last year when you have such a respected offensive line coach and Bill Callahan. What I'm getting at is this. When it goes bad, it usually get worse in the NFL. And if they know they got your number as far as what pressure can do to you, there's there's no skill player that can get consistently open and a threat offensively, then it makes protecting a whole lot worse too.
It's hard to rise above the chaos that happens around you.
The Carnell
on bad football
selection should do more numbers for this offense just based upon the fact that he's a high pedigree pass catcher.
Should help J.C. Latham.
It should help.
The ball could come out more quickly because there's a guy that can get separation more quickly.
It should absolutely help this offense, at least to have some flow of being able to move the chains.
I hope so.
Yeah, that's the hope.
For sure. I just think it's such a big year for him, and especially if he wants to stay at tackle. I'm glad they're keeping him at right tackle for everything we know. I mean, I guess maybe we're still far from week 1. I guess maybe that could change, but it doesn't seem like he's a right guard.
It does.
And I think that's the right decision because J.C. Latham needs 2 straight off seasons playing the same position, something that if he was moving to guard, you wouldn't be able to say.
He might.
He might have to eventually. He might be Mekhi Becton.
I would say this too. He might just have a riot though. Like I couldn't imagine going into that 5th-year option year, which is next year for him.
Yeah, right.
Y'all want to move me again? Yeah.
And they're not.
I know, but just if this year doesn't go his way, we got to play that game too. We got to be fair to it. This year's bounce back is not guaranteed.
The way I see it on offensive linemen is on your timeline that in year 3, there should be a big jump. I am willing to be patient with you for years 1 and 2, but because of that patience that I'll give you in years 1 and 2, I need to see a leap in year 3.
I'm with you.
I'm probably a little too patient with offensive linemen in years 1 and 2, but I'm that much more expectant of good things when you get to year 3. Peter Skoronski showed us greatness last year at left guard.
Yes.
He went from in year 1 to okay in year 2 and good down the stretch to great as a 3rd-year guard, and I think at a Pro Bowl level last year. Pro Bowl doesn't mean anything anymore. Shedeur Sanders got invited. Tyler Huntley gets invited. That is kind of what it is, but still played at a Pro Bowl level last season. I'm not saying J.C. Latham has to play at a Pro Bowl level, but he needs to show you that he was worth a top 10 pick in the NFL draft. And so far, we've not seen enough consistency to warrant the place where he was selected or to say, yes, I'll pick up that 5th-year option.
Yeah, no doubt. And that to me is, I see a comment on our YouTube chat says, Latham needs 2 straight years next to the same guard. I somewhat agree with that, but you're also asked to rise above as well.
When you're a top 10 tackle, yes, it would be nice for him to play next to the same guy 2 years in a row. But you are supposed to be the anchor to make it work next to the guy next to you, not vice versa. You're supposed to be the guy you look at the offensive line on paper and say, all right, well, we got JC, so we can plug in whoever next to him. Because to your point, you can't pay all 5 members of your line, and typically you've got 3 dudes and 2 guys you're just kind of making it work with. And in a perfect world, your three dudes on the offensive line are Peter Skoronsky, Dan Moore, and J.C. Latham, and you're just filling it in and making it work at center and right guard the way things are currently constructed. Because you're paying Dan Moore a lot of money.
Yep.
You drafted Peter Skoronsky early for a guard, and you drafted J.C. Latham in the top 10.
I played next to 7 different tackles in my career. 7 different ones. And I'm not saying that's the case, but
sure.
So you mentioned that. He's the one that's supposed to raise the levels for everybody else.
And you started your career as an undrafted who had to earn the right to be one of the 3 kind of proven guys. And you did. You played for 11 years. You lasted.
No doubt. Time on task with JC is most necessary for sure.
Yeah.
And I'm with you. The year 3 jump, I do believe in. I know he's capable of it. It's a matter of settling in. And
he is.
Yeah. The year 3 jump, most definitely.
I've got 3 other players on my list, and all 3 of them are in very different positions. 2 rookies, 1 veteran who need to see big jumps in production from 2025 to 2026 for the Tennessee Titans. You can give us yours as well at 615-737-1045 as we wrap up Hour 3 coming up next.
One word that comes to mind when you think about Genesis Diamonds: integrity. This is a company built on a solid foundation with total transparency and honesty. This is why they don't have commissioned salespeople. They pay their employees, not you. So they aren't under any pressure to sell to you at all, and you aren't under any pressure to buy. They share with you the long-held secrets of the diamond industry, teaching you the tricks to maximize the value of your purchase, and they show you how to buy like a dealer buys. Another thing, at Genesis Diamonds, they don't play the pricing game, unlike other jewelers. They work on a very small margin, so they don't mark up to mark down prices. They offer you the best value every day up front. And when they do have a sale, it's the real deal, not one of those phony events. We're lucky to have Genesis Diamonds here. They're not another big box corporate chain store. They're locally owned, but with international connections that guarantee no middleman pricing on every diamond. And don't forget, only Genesis has the top brand designers that everyone wants. They were handpicked by all the top designers because only Genesis meets the highest standards in quality and customer care that these designers demand. You will love the experience there. Trust me, Genesis Diamonds are located in Green Hills and Cool Springs.
Ramon Will on 104.5 The Zone. Wrap it up hour number 3. Ramon Foster and Will Bowling, Justin Hawkins, Big Boss Bert in the building. Big Boss Bert will come in studio, by the way, to do some ECU Tennessee talk at the end of the show when Ron Slay's here.
I need this from him.
Yeah.
He's a big ECU guy.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
He might be one of the first alums that I actually knew from there. Like, I was like, what is ECU? And then I realized, oh, that's what ECU is like. Big
Robert
time
Walsh
school.
and Jill Jelnick, ECU Pirates.
Shout out to Jill, man.
Absolutely.
Did she play
Shout out
softball
to Jill.
too?
Yes, she did.
Yeah, she did. We might see Jill today at practice, man.
That's right.
Shout out to Jill.
That's absolutely right.
Always been solid.
I've got 3 other players who need big jumps, Ramon, from 2025 to 2026 on the Tennessee Titans. I'm going to start with the vet that's maybe a bit more off the radar.
Who you got?
Need a better season from Amani Hooker this year.
Got to stay out there, don't he?
I don't think anybody could totally blame him for not being graded as well last season, considering the revolving door at safety next to him.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a spot where the Titans were never healthy last year. And that game in San Francisco where 3 safeties got hurt in one game. I've never seen something like that happen at one specific position where you're moving pieces around and guys who just got there to play corner are having to fill in at safety in the middle of a football game. Ranked 89th out of 98 safeties in coverage last year on PFF. Allowed a 111.9 passer rating. He missed 12 tackles. He allowed 28 catches. Amani Hooker is a good pro. He is a good football player. I think if he were in here right now, Ramon, he would tell you before we even could, I got to be better.
Yeah, no doubt.
Wasn't the best season. I'm curious to see what his role looks like next to Kevin Winston Jr., next to Tony Adams, who I think is going to be a contributor for this defense and someone who knows the system coming over from New York and someone who just needs a little bit of a bounce back year this year.
He does, man. And that's what's going to be on Kevin Winston Jr.'s plate, too, is having somebody that knows the system like Tony Adams. How will he compete against them? Will he, rise up to the occasion? You much rather be a young guy, but if there's a guy that knows his system already, you might have to elect to go in Tony Adams because what you mentioned too last year, you don't give a mulligan to, but you understand how good players can be bad when it was that bad last year too.
For sure.
And there's no telling who Amani was covering for in coverages or trying to see what he saw on tape and the other ones didn't. Like there's a lot of that goes into bad seasons.
And as bad as they were at corner last year, I mean, you have more opportunities to miss tackles when your corners are constantly giving up catches that you've got to go clean up and try to bring a guy down.
Not to diss the short
It's
kings.
not all on Amani.
Not to diss the short kings, but it's like short guy in a real big truck. Like, sir, what are you compensating for? Right. You know what I'm saying? It's height. Last year when you're trying to make plays like that, you compensating for being bad.
It's true.
That makes sense too. You did it.
Short guy in a big truck. Sure.
That's what I'm saying.
Femi Oladejo is another one who needs a big jump. If the comp on Femi is Nick Bonito, the Denver Broncos edge rusher out of Oklahoma, who was a second-round pick. Year 1 to year 2, Nick Bonito went from a sack and a half in year 1 to 8 sacks as a second-year player.
Big jump.
Again, 8 sacks, not the expectation. What is the expectation for Femi this year? 4 or 5 sacks?
I was going to say 6 to 8. I think it's okay. In this defense, with
I
his
think 6 to
size,
8 would be a great season for him.
And also look like an edge rusher, too, this time. You've had an entire offseason. Last year was a little bit of a transition for him, right?
Yep.
Then the injury happened with the leg. So he's had an entire offseason. If he's been healthy and been able to put weight on that leg, too. That's the thing about breaking something is you got to get back acclimated.
Mentally, I imagine it's hard to get total confidence back again.
I would start by looking like you have a plan coming off the edge and you've just grown in that role mentally. Let's just go that route first. And if we're talking about numbers and production, 5 to 7, 6 to 8 in that range right there. So I say 6. 6 to do him numbers, do justice. Because didn't Jalen Harrell have 5 last year himself? Just in the cleanup role that you were asking him to be in a little bit last year. He ate off of Jeff's plate with his own hustle and grind.
4.5 sacks last year for Jalen Harrell. And that was a good jump for him, going from 0 to 4.5.
He could be in that Femi conversation.
I think so, too.
Yes.
All of a sudden, I do think they have a kind of crowded edge rusher room.
Good.
I'm not 100% comfortable with the overall quality. I think it could be better. But they have bodies. They have guys who now have time on task, to quote the great Dave McGinnis.
Man, I would say this. I'm telling you, with this type of defense, and I hope what I'm saying turns out to be true and you guys will see it. I think you know what I'm talking about, but the first line and the second line are just fed gunpowder the entire day.
Go get them.
Go get them.
Well, and two, as an edge rusher in this defense, you don't have to just scream off the edge and be the guy to get sacks by yourself.
Yeah.
You are going to have quarterbacks run into your lap because of Jeffrey Simmons and John Franklin Myers in the middle. Like, again, to your point, eating off Jeffrey Simmons' plate. Yeah. Saying that a player gets 7 to 8 sacks for the Titans, 4 or 5 of those could be products of Jeffrey Simmons pushing quarterback off his spot and into you.
It's just like the same thing in hockey, or in soccer. They give credit to the assists. It's okay to say, Jeff helped me get this sack right here. The numbers still matter and count, and Jeff was still effective, or John Franklin Myers.
The last one is, I think, going to have a jump in production, not just hope. He's going to, is Marcus Harris going from backup to a starter.
Okay.
Because nickel corner is a starting role in today's NFL. Played 14 games last year, 5 passes defended, 28 tackles, 1 TFL, 1 forced fumble for Marcus Harris last year. He has no choice but to have a jump in production because he's being asked to go from a backup corner to a starting corner.
No doubt. And he had time on task last year, too, because of injuries. That's the benefit of it, that too. And Easton Friesman wrote on that part as well, too. As far as the draft goes, they didn't go specifically get somebody for that position. So I imagine the tape that Mike Bergonzi saw last year and Robert Saleh and Gus Bradley, they may feel comfortable with him being in this role. He served it for sure.
Anyone else for you? Big jump this year?
Jalen Hurl. I would say need. Big jump. That's the question you asked. JC reigns high with me. And I would also throw in
It's
there.
got to start with Latham.
Because they drafted at his position. Cody Barton. Just being in the vet role that he's in right now.
Yeah, to keep his job, he's going to have to make a jump again.
Befriend the heck out of Anthony Hill.
Yeah, don't be like Kyler Murray and J.J. McCarthy.
No, don't be like that. Teach him up, because the better that you do, Cody, the better that he's going to learn as well. Don't be the OG that says, man, I'm worried about myself, and that ain't Cody's game at all. I've seen him interact. Right. He's been very thorough with those guys. Good locker room guy. Absolutely, man. But
yeah, he's not gonna be J.J. McCarthy.
Just from the public perception side, Cody Barton, though, because you see what you can allude to as his replacement.
Makes sense.
He can Aaron Rodgers this thing, and Aaron Rodgers to Jordan Love it.
I was thinking about wide receiver, too, and we talked a little bit about Alec Iammanor yesterday with Easton, and 41 catches for 515 and 4 touchdowns last year for Alec is a solid return, considering where he was picked in the NFL draft.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think has a bigger role in the offense this year, Alec or Chim DK?
I think Alec.
Really?
Yeah, I think Alec. Easton wrote about it, so I talk about it because he saw him and I saw him, too. Alec looks different.
Okay.
When I saw him walk by me the other day at practice, I was thinking he was a friggin' edge player. His thighs look like tree trunks. He's reshifted his body, and I'm sure this is going to be a storyline moving forward, but he looks different. And
it's that time of year.
He brought this up in his article, this team doesn't have a big body go-getter combat guy, per se. Carnell's runs like a gazelle more than anything.
Yeah, Carnell's a run past you, not. Yeah. Well, I mean, he'll go over you, but he's not the physical power forward. He's more of a small forward. He's a wing.
Yeah, absolutely.
If we're equating it to basketball.
And I think that's for durability. Mm-hmm. Alec dealt with a little bit of that last year, and you can tell he worked. He looks like a edge player at linebacker at this point right now, and I think it's a good way because he's still got his speed on him too.
I unfairly will put that expectation on Chim, and I say unfairly because of Brian Daboll's history of loving wide receivers who can run. As one of 2 slots, I think, that are going to play a lot of football. I think Chim DK has more of an offensive role this year because he can supply you something that the Titans don't have in anyone else, just pure speed. He is the burner of the offense.
Speed
and
kills.
Brian Daboll, throughout everywhere that he's been, has had a role for guys that can just flat out run. Yeah. So we'll see. I think Chim has a bigger role than Alec on offense this year because I think Tate ends up taking a lot of the Alec target share from last season.
I can understand that. Good problems to have.
Great problems.
We weren't having these conversations.
Problems we don't often have.
No.
615-737-1045 is our number. If you were sleeping in this morning or are just making your way to work, Brent Hubbs joined us earlier in the show. We asked him about the latest on Chaz Coleman and Tennessee, as everyone not named Chaz Coleman is on campus. And I'm officially changing my stance on Chaz Coleman and Tennessee as of today and as of recent intel that we will give you coming up next.
.901, Good Morning Live from the Circus Sports at the Mid-Kentucky Downs studio. I'm Justin Hawkins. The Spurs stave off elimination to take Game 6 and force Game 7 of the NBA Western Conference Finals. They dominated the Thunder 118-91 Thursday night in San Antonio. Victor Wembanyama led the way for the Spurs with 28 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 blocks. Game 7 is in Oklahoma City Saturday night. Tip-off is set for 7:30. The Montreal Canadiens, they look to keep off from being eliminated as Game 5 of the NHL Eastern Conference Finals takes place tonight in Raleigh, North Carolina. The Hurricanes lead the series 3-1. Puck drop for that one is at 7 o'clock on TNT. To the Women's College World Series, where Tennessee softball got the 6-3 win over defending national champion Texas yesterday. They'll now move on to face Texas Tech tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock on ABC. Texas Tech yesterday shut out Mississippi State 8-0. And the men's side, Tennessee baseball, they start their NCAA tournament journey as they faced East Carolina at 11 a.m. this morning in Chapel Hill Regional. Evan Blanco gets the start on the mound for the Tennessee Vols. For all your foundation repair and waterproofing needs, you got to go to USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Away we go into the fourth and final hour on your Friday morning edition of Ramon and Will. Happy Friday, wherever you're listening in Music City or around the world. outside of the massive listening area that 104.5 The Zone's radio tower provides you. You get us on the 104.5 The Zone app, 1045thezone.com, 1045 The Zone TV. You can't really escape us. I know a lot of you want to try, but you can't really get away from us. So
Really?
you might as well just listen and enjoy and cheers your coffee to us while you do. It's okay.
Yeah. Well, there's 1 cup or 15 cups by the time we're done. Just stick with us.
Whether you got Dan Campbell's coffee order or you just put a lot of milk in it and sugar and have a splash of coffee.
I've always
Maybe
wondered
a splash of mayo.
Splash of mayo. Oh, gosh.
That was a real thing about this time
My
of the year.
stomach just turned.
About this time of the year, about 3 years ago, that was a real thing. And also bananas with the peel still on, too. We won't name the individual, but that was a real thing, Will. We got to acknowledge that.
It was a real thing, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Will.
It was, Will. Will, it was a real thing. That's one thing I was wondering about the espresso shots, though, too. Like, if I get 6 of them, does it really change the amount of caffeine that I'm taking in? Or is it just like when it hits me, I'm good?
6 espresso shots?
That's what Dan Campbell was doing.
Yeah.
I guess
No wonder he's so wired all
So
the time.
I'm curious if you guys would try this. I saw a video last night of an espresso tonic. And what you do is you take a shot of espresso, you put, I think it's salt and lemon. You rub like the bottom of the shot glass on a lemon. And then you take a glass of tonic water and you drop the espresso into it. And it's an espresso bomb. And so it's like a cold, lemony espresso.
I do that.
With bubbles.
That's what the
Sounds pretty good.
I would try it.
That's what the French do with their espresso. Don't they like put a squeeze of lemon zest over the top of
Do
it?
they?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's cool. I think I'd probably like that, actually.
Yeah, no
I like
doubt about
anything
it.
lemon.
Also, a pinch of salt in your coffee actually is supposed to make it taste better. It takes the bitterness away. I told you that one other time. I was just
Well, I
like,
like the
I put a
bitterness.
sprinkle of salt in my coffee. If you drink it black or just no sugar or anything
I
in
did
it,
today.
it takes the bitterness away from it as well.
Okay.
I tried it, and it actually does work.
I do claim, and I will die on this hill, that if you drink coffee black, you get more caffeine that way. You get more coffee.
Okay.
You think so, Hawk?
Nope. But okay. It's the same amount of coffee.
No, it's not.
How is it not? If you get an 8-ounce cup of
here we go.
black
No.
coffee,
Here we
and
go.
then
Fight. Let's
Here
go.
we go. So if you give me, we're going to do simple math here, an 8-ounce cup, and you put 2 ounces of cream in there, how many ounces do I have left for coffee?
What?
6. What's 8 minus 2?
Why are you subtracting your coffee?
Because there's already 2 ounces of some other liquid in there.
But you still put 8 ounces of coffee in there.
No, you don't. You put 6 ounces in there because there's already 2 ounces of cream. So that's 2 ounces more of coffee, which is a little bit more caffeine. And that's just with 2 ounces.
All you're
of
doing
cream.
is adding more coffee if you take the cream
Yeah,
away.
so it's more caffeine.
Okay,
more
so if you
caffeine.
have 8 ounces of coffee
Yeah.
and 2 ounces of cream,
Yeah.
you're still drinking 8 ounces of coffee that you would have
did
drank
he-
in
but
the
it's
8-ounce
mixed
cup
with cream.
without the cream. The cream, all it does is add flavor. It has
No,
nothing
it
to do
doesn't.
with the
It
caffeine.
takes up room in the cup.
I like where y'all going.
Okay.
If I've got a 40,
I see where you're
a
going. That
40
makes
ounce
no sense.
jug, and I have 15 ounces of lemonade, and I put 25 ounces of water, I'm still drinking lemonade. But I'm only getting 15 ounces of actual lemonade.
By
I'm
a
getting
technicality
water.
because all you're doing is
No, it's not a
subtracting the
technicality.
amount.
It's math.
But if you're drinking 8 ounces of coffee and you put 2 ounces of cream, you're still
Yeah.
drinking 8 ounces of coffee. It's the same amount of caffeine. All you're doing is in an 8-ounce cup, taking away the 2 ounces of coffee that you would have already had in there.
And so
That
that's
makes no
2
sense.
ounces left of pure caffeine because cream doesn't have caffeine in it. We should invent
Go
a
get
kind
you a
of
10-ounce cup
We should
then.
invent a kind of cream that's caffeinated.
That's caffeinated
Give me
cream?
caffeinated French vanilla coffee creamer.
It's gotta
and
be a
then
thing.
maybe we'd have the same amount of coffee.
So just because it takes up room,
Yeah.
it takes away caffeine.
Yes.
I don't like
Absolutely.
it. Makes no sense.
Do you know, I used to work at Dunkin' Donuts. I'll even give them a free shout out. I used to work at Dunkin' Donuts. Do you know the amount of cream that people on average put in
Oh,
their
I hate
coffee?
it. I hate
Half the cup's already filled.
I hate
that or
it.
sugar?
So, yes, you're taking up a lot of space. Mm-hmm. Lot of space.
Will said instead of that 10-ounce cup, because they're going to ask you, what is it, Grande, Venti, or what's the other
Well,
one?
that's if you go to Starbucks.
I'm just saying in general. But if
Small,
you're
medium,
getting
or large, or
a-
extra large if you go to
if
Dunkin'.
you're getting a large coffee, you're going to get the 20 whole ounces of caffeine. as opposed to, hey, just throw me some iced coffee in there and it's taken away from your 20 ounces of what you're saying.
I have filled up those cups
there you go,
hundreds of times, whether it's hot or iced, and the amount of crap that people put in their coffee to sweeten it up.
Yeah.
Literally a third of the cup is taken up for like a large sometimes.
Yeah. A tall. Yeah.
And so at that point, that's that much more caffeine that you're relenting. You're letting.
What's your average coffee intake for one drink or
1 day?
Or one sitting?
For
not a
one
day.
sitting?
Like just your
Like
first cup.
is this show a sitting or is it like an hour? Or
No,
like
just your first cup.
my first cup?
How much would that be?
Whatever this
Ounces
is. This
weight.
is about. This is a 16-ounce coffee.
Okay.
Okay. Do you fill it all the way up?
Well, I mean, I know it because my coffee maker, I hit 16 ounce.
Okay.
Probably
So it gives me
like
16 ounces
14 and a
of coffee.
half.
Okay. Well, get you a little bit bigger cup just so you can put 2 ounces of creamer in
No.
it, and then you're still drinking 16 ounces.
I don't want to.
It's the same amount.
I don't want to.
It is the same amount. I'm going to die on this hill, and you're going to die on your hill, and that is completely fine, but it makes no sense.
My only question is do you hit a limiter when it comes down to the amount of caffeine that you've taken in? Like, if I continue to drink Mountain Dew after Mountain Dew after Mountain Dew, am I still at the threshold, or do I go up?
Well, you're probably going to die from the Mountain Dew.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Hey, don't talk about Kirby like
How about
that.
we Mountain don't?
That's
Yeah, thank you. How about don't talk about Kirby like friends like that?
all right. So if you're going to go to Starbucks next, just order you the extra large, and that way they can fill it up with the large amount
That's
of
fine.
coffee.
That
with
is
your
one
cream.
way.
So you
that is
still
one
get the
way
same
to
amount
achieve
of
both.
caffeine that Will is alluding to.
But you know what's not the same?
It's
the
the
amount of money
exact
you're
same.
paying.
this is also very true.
Get more bang for your
all
buck.
just
That's
a
my whole
fallacy.
point. It's more value.
$4 coffee over here, baby. Mine was $4.44.
I have a
this
solution.
morning.
Just
What's
don't
that?
get the cream, and you're always going to have the same amount of caffeine.
But you said you
That
liked
was
the
my
cream.
whole point at the beginning. I want
Makes no
the right
sense.
amount of caffeine. That's right. Anyway,
No sense.
Vandy Man asks on YouTube, have y'all put an egg yolk in your coffee? No, I have not.
Raw?
If what?
If you put an egg yolk in your coffee, I have never heard of that.
No, egg and coffee don't go together except separately. On toast, you put an egg and you drink coffee on the side. I've seen people put olive oil in it.
A man,
coconut oil.
a man or woman by the name of Downtown Funky Stuff Malone on YouTube says, with all due D-O respect, Will, you sound not smart. Downtown Funky Stuff Malone, I'm going to need you to spell D-U-E correctly if you're going to call me not smart. I am perfectly willing to be called dumb, but I do require you to correctly spell three-letter words if you're going to call me dumb. That's all I ask.
They're going to call you dumb. Be smart about calling you dumb.
And let's spell dumb D-U-M-B. What
Do
are we doing,
respect,
man?
as in I do
With
respect
all
you.
D-O respect, you sound not smart. How does that medicine taste? Your own flavored?
Yeah.
When you point at someone, you've got three fingers pointing back at you. Downtown Funky Stuff Malone. Give me a
real
break.
quick.
You sound not smart.
Are you taking ice in
can't
your
name
cup? Are you taking ice in your cup or just when you get a
No,
cold
because
brew?
that takes away the caffeine. Can't do that.
Yeah, that's true. That's why the nitro is better. When you don't have to have the ice, you get it on tap.
They
And
also
then
give you-
nitro also does have more
They
caffeine.
give you less with the nitro, though. You get a smaller
true.
cup with nitro.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is, again, they're continually beating the model of we're going to scam you every single time.
This person's responded and said autocorrect, then calls me a bad word. Hey, that's not my problem. Smart people make sure they correct their autocorrect mistakes.
He called you a bleep hole, and I absolutely love this. We're having a coffee battle, and I'm here for this,
It's
man.
also really not that deep.
We're
We're
not.
just joking around.
Like, I've transitioned so much out of the cream world. Like, I only get a splash now, and I try to make sure, like, hey, just not too much.
Don't dish it out if you can't take it.
No doubt
Comments are on
about it.
YouTube. Don't be willing to call someone not smart if you're not willing to be retorted back to with your burner account on a YouTube channel.
I get both of y'all's point, though, okay? But also, the recommended daily value amount is 400 milligrams. So that's like one Red Bull.
okay.
Like, that's 2 Red Bulls, basically.
Don Davenport texts us butter in your coffee. Good
heard of
fats. Okay. I
Butter.
bet that is good. I am of the upbringing that you can put butter on everything.
Really?
Butter is just it's versatile.
You just got a call as to why you would put an egg yolk in your coffee. It helps to take the bitterness away.
An egg
But what
yolk?
if I like the bitterness?
then don't put it in there.
Okay.
And keep your 2 ounces extra coffee.
I will. Thank you.
That way you can have your quote-unquote extra caffeine. Or, no, I'm sorry, the right amount of caffeine.
That's correct.
I've had a buddy of mine text me, said, too much math for my morning, y'all. Okay?
Well, that's fair. Between this and the whole 75% of 138 FBS teams thing the other day that brings 103.5, not a math show,
Yeah.
famously.
No, see, Vandy Man's saying this. Ramon, is raw egg yolk, not an actual fried. No,
you wouldn't put a fried egg in coffee.
I knew that.
Oh, that
Why
makes
are
me
we
wanna
doing
throw up.
anything with raw yolks, though? I've yet to get
Protein.
over that.
Didn't Tom Brady do that for years?
What, protein? Rocky did it on the movie. I had some of my high school teammates. No, no, this is not nice. There's salmonella in that, man. We should be cooking the eggs at least a little bit to get them up a temp. You mean like that would curdle up in your coffee?
Yeah, no, that would be terrible.
And then when you get to the gloopy part of drinking that doggone, the way your face is.
That's what you got the frother for.
invited me here now.
That's what you got the frother for.
You invited me. Butter? Okay.
There's no lumps if you froth it.
You froth
Can we
what?
please move on?
Egg yolk?
Yeah.
No, that's a scrambled coffee drink is what that is.
Okay.
That's scrambled coffee.
Yeah, because if you do put egg into something hot enough, it will scramble.
Acceptable things in coffee. Okay, butter, I'll
So
live
maybe
with
iced
that.
coffee.
I'll even let you put some olive oil in there, okay? The omega
Oh,
fat.
no.
Yeah, that's a thing too.
Seed oils are not out of the Titans facility, so don't ask about seed oils.
Look, olive oils were good though. Olive oil's a good one.
Yeah,
We
that's
can
true.
do
That's a friendly
avocado.
oil.
I'll do that. We can do coconut.
Avocado.
Oil. I'll do that. We can put all the creamers in there that you want to.
Nope. Take
See,
away the coffee.
Scrambled eggs we cannot put in coffee. It goes on the side as the main dish, and coffee is the complement. And what are we doing?
That almost be like
Liqueurs
making
are
egg
great in
drops.
coffee.
Liqueurs are good. Chocolate milk is good in it.
Tomorrow I will be dropping liqueur into a Guinness for Arsenal versus Paris Saint-Germain, the Champions League final. That's Guinness, though. Guinness is the breakfast beer, to be fair.
I feel a certain type of way about Guinness.
Well,
Really, you don't like Guinness?
I think it's all hype.
All hype?
It's a cool drink for
I
you to
think
say.
you're all hype,
It's-
man.
I might be. A lot of folks think that, okay? A lot of folks may think that from what I learned, okay?
You need to know somebody.
it's because you needed that extra 2 ounces of coffee.
You've just
this
never
morning.
correctly split the G, and you're mad about it.
Listen, man, Guinness is a hype beer. It's like, look at me. I got a dark beer with no fizz in
Yeah,
it.
it's good. I'll be
gonna have
having one
you're
before
gonna have
9
to
in the
buy me
morning
one.
tomorrow.
You will have to buy me one.
Okay.
That's what I'm telling you. This,
Fine.
okay?
We've got a lot of time we're going to spend together on the road this year, don't we?
We do. You'll have to buy me
You
a
can,
Guinness.
you can go watch the Champions League final tomorrow.
And then I got to wait 5
Yeah, you want to come to
minutes?
Fleet Street tomorrow? Printers
I got
Alley?
baseball tomorrow. I got baseball all this weekend, okay? You
At
missed your
8
window.
in the morning?
Bring
Yeah,
a
they're
Guinness
playing,
with
my
you.
son's playing right now.
Dang.
Okay? Yes, this is what I'm telling
now
you.
I feel bad.
We do this all the time. My point
Yes,
is
you do.
this, though, okay? We can enjoy things without making them overly weird. Like Guinness, I get y'all are very snobbish in how you drink your stuff. I get it. Eggs and coffee is not a thing. V-Man, let's not make this a thing.
No, yeah, that
Absolutely
sounds
not.
horrible.
Scrambled coffee.
It'd almost be like making
That
egg
sounds
drop
horrible.
soup in coffee. Because that's how you make egg drop soup.
You can't get me to.
Did you ever played What Are the Odds?
Probably had a
Yeah,
different name.
did you
for
do
it.
What Are the Odds, Justin?
Yeah.
So I would say, what are the odds? And you would say, the odds of you would do a dare. So, like, I could say, what are the odds you'll try live on the show Monday at Egg Yolk and Coffee? And you could say 1 in 20. And then we'd go 3, 2, 1. And then we'd say a number between 1 and 20. And if we say the same number, you have to do it.
Never
That's
played
how I
that
spent
game.
most of my high school life, was playing this.
You did
So,
1 in
Ramon
20? We did
Foster,
1 in
what
10.
are the odds? Or no, you pick, the person doing the dare
Oh, okay.
picks the amount of odds.
Let's go.
So what are the odds, Ramon Foster? You put an egg yolk in coffee and drink it on air Monday.
1 in 75. I'll write a number down.
No, we're gonna say that. We're gonna say it 3, 2, 1, and then we're gonna say it after
1
one.
in
Ready?
75?
1 in 75. I got a chance.
This is going to be hilarious.
Here you
Write
go.
my
Ready?
number down. Hold on. Let me write my number down.
No, you don't need to write it down.
I don't.
No,
I
you
just
say
want to
it.
prove to you
Here,
what my number
okay,
is.
that's fine.
Show it to me.
Yeah,
Go
that's
ahead,
what
show me.
I'm cool with that.
Are you ready?
I'm not showing it to you, Hawk. Yeah.
All right, 1 in 75. 1, 2, 3, 18. No, you have to say the number when I say it. Dang it. Go to break. Coming up, Ron Slay will join us.
Maybe I like it.
What
this
was your
way.
number?
What was your number?
52.
Okay.
52.
So the other thing we did is if the number added up to the total, then the person who
yes.
started it had to do it.
Yes,
which
you're right.
That caused some
Want to
some
play it
havoc.
again?
How long is this Brent Hubbs audio, Justin?
2 minutes and 20 seconds.
We will play it coming up next. What Brent Hubbs said, I promise you, we're going to get
On
into this.
top of Savage.
Ron Slay will join us. We'll play the audio of what Brent Hubbs had to say about the Chaz Coleman situation in Knoxville for Tennessee football after this. Justin, what am I listening to?
A song just for you two.
You're going to intro Ron Slay with this? Is this AI?
No, it's the Bare Naked Ladies.
Hey, it's a family show.
It sounds like AI
It's a family show.
Sounds like something I'd pull out. It's
Bare Naked
Ramon Will.
Ladies.
Ramon Foster, Will Bowling. Ron
Bro.
Slay is going to be here. We're going to need to play Slay's intro music when he still
this
walks
was
in.
I thought this was like commercial music that you were playing. I've never
It
heard
does
that
sound
song
like commercial music.
or melody ever.
And
a
I
day
don't
in
want to
my
hear it
life.
ever again.
I'll never want to hear it again. Absolutely. What we do? I'm not blaming you. I'm blaming the artist.
No, Justin's doing his
I'm
job.
blaming the artist on that one. I've never in my life heard that tune. It sounds like something on like a 90s sitcom that was made specifically for that show. Like it was supposed to be played on Full House as they go out of town somewhere. That's what that sounded like. I'm not blaming you, Hawk. Not even a little bit.
Well, he's talking to Lucas now.
Brother Lucas at this point, man.
Yeah.
But
He wanted
that
to
was-
steal some stuff.
he can.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong with that. He should have stole that song from you.
Hey,
I don't blame you. I blame
odds
the
are
artist.
we're going to be all right.
Oh, no doubt about it. Absolutely.
Let's play 1 and 3.
Let's play Brent Hubbs earlier this morning to the folks in our FN and Big Chat saying, this is a sports show, right? Can we stick to sports?
Are we talking sports? I
Yeah,
know that's what we do.
let's do it. Brent Hubbs on Chaz Coleman, the Tennessee edge rusher, who is not on campus for workouts in Knoxville.
Everybody's on campus except for Chaz Coleman. And I don't think there's any timeline or any timetable or anything like that for Chaz Coleman to return to campus at this point in time. Now, we'll see. I think in this day and age, we don't know what all the personal issues are. Okay. So I don't think it's fair to speculate on what all he's dealing with. But it doesn't matter if you're in a workplace and it's your employee. It doesn't matter if you're, it's a regular student at a high school or in a college, or if it's a student athlete or whatever it is. If there's any kind of concern regarding anything with mental health, which could certainly fall under the category of personal issues, then, everybody is going to do everything they can in those situations. And you want to make sure that you've done everything you can to try to help someone if they're dealing with those things. And, so I don't think that there's an immediate response from Josh Heupel here at this point. But I mean, at the end of the day, if Chaz Coleman is to ever be a part of Tennessee football, he's got to get to campus. And just getting to campus is not good enough. He's got to get to campus. He's got to get in the weight room. He's got to get with his teammates. And with each passing day that he doesn't do that, it seems more and more unlikely that he'll ever do that at this point. So, we'll see. Josh Heupel made it clear in Destin, Florida, when he spoke with Pete Nakos of On 3, and in my conversations with Josh Heupel about this story the last few months is, they're trying to support him every way that they can, but the rubber does meet the road at some point, and he can't roll in here and 2 weeks or 3 weeks or a month and say, hey, I'm back, I'm doing this. I mean, he's got to come be a part of the team, and he's really just not been a part of the team since the first week and a half of spring practice. And obviously the rest of the team is moving on and getting themselves ready for this fall.
Brent Hubbs of VolQuest with us earlier this morning. That full conversation will be available wherever you download podcasts at 10 o'clock. Ramon, I am starting to doubt that Chaz Coleman is ever going to play a snap for the University of Tennessee. And I think as of this week, and him not reporting for these workouts, I now believe he's not going to play for Tennessee. That's the only thing I'm going to speculate on. I'm not going to speculate on the reason, but at this point, I will believe it when I see it. When I see Chaz Coleman with an orange jersey and a helmet on the football field for the Vols.
That's where I'm at. Hearing the hesitation in Hub's voice, and again, Hubs knows a lot, sees a lot, and understands a lot as well when it comes down to these situations. And I'm sure it's stuff that he knows he won't say on air, but hearing him hesitate and giving these answers like, hey, if it is mental, they're going to help him out as much as they possibly can too. And just the weight of him getting to Knoxville. Like, we had teammates go out of town and stuff from time to time, and they kind of held out a little bit, but you feel that athletic team pressure, man, I got to go be with the guys. And right now, if he's not in Knoxville being with the guys, like the dudes continue to move forward. As he mentioned, other guys in position where they will they'll find themselves getting extra reps. It becomes like, man, I wish we had him to dog. Screw him. I'm finna go get to it.
Emmett on YouTube says Heupel's management skills is severely lacking. We can be critical of Josh Heupel's management of James Pierce, of Boo Carter, of Chaz Coleman, of a number of things. I think that criticism is fair. But show me the coach that isn't dealing with this in today's era of college athletics. Once you can show me a program that has no issues with guys getting NIL and then not showing up, not being dialed in, getting in trouble. Kirby Smart's got a dang F1 team.
That was a good one, Will.
They're trying to win the Indy 500.
We'll leave it there. That was a good one.
Is that a Josh Heupel issue? Of course not. So show me the team that doesn't have any of this going on. Because I just get a little fatigued of, man, Heupel just doesn't know how to do.
You know what it is?
Stop.
You know what it is? Heupel doesn't come off as overly aggressive.
Yeah.
Ron Slate's here, by the way. What's
happening, man? What's up? What up?
Perfect time for you to step into this.
Oh, that was a dumb song you played earlier. I almost, when I got out the interstate, I almost said, you know what, I'm gonna go straight. I'm gonna go. Don't do that in the 920 segment ever again.
Broadway, you almost went down to Montbrand.
Yeah, I was gonna keep going.
Where were you?
Don't worry about where I was. It was almost where I wasn't because of what you was doing. Don't do that, Hawk. Now, me and Bert ain't never had that problem. And then you come in here, you start changing themes and stuff. Come on, Hawk, now.
But today's Bert's day. Bert's going to come in for the last segment because we got Tennessee ECU baseball.
I know. I was going to get him anyway.
He's gonna
it works out even better. Yeah, man. Hey, like I think y'all hit it on the head. What's the name, Dom, man? Chaz. That's like you got mental part, like what Hub said. If you got some mental health situation going on, well, let's get you help. But you don't get to this point right here.
Come on, man.
And then start pump faking. You know what I'm saying? Like the reason they did away with that second transporter window is because you want your team to be whole. You want to be able to look at what you have, not only for your coaching aspect, what you scheming up, you know what I mean, and who you can count on, but as players too. You can't, you know how many times people are getting tired of looking in the locker room and looking to their side, and after spring practice, well, that's another crop gone. Now you got to end all that, man. Mm-hmm. So this gives a bad, this is a bad look, man. This is a bad look on all college athletics. And like Will said, this continues to happen. Everybody's dealing with it, and I think on every extreme, it's a problem. It's a problem, and I don't get it, man.
We used to your point. The summertime is when you, as a player on campus, if you weren't in season like baseball,
it's
softball, it's so awesome.
That's it, man. The campus is empty. You feel like a professional athlete.
You do.
Like you literally just feel like your job is to do your sport because there's not as much class going on.
It made you feel like a pro.
It was the best time.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mini term.
Yeah, it was so much fun.
Dude, this how school should be. You should have 1 or 2 classes.
3 hours of class.
3 hours, and then you just going on about your business. You know what I mean?
Now, as much as they do online, that is kind of the way they are year round.
And that's what's crazy. That's what's even more crazy about his position. Though, Savage, you know, it's like he don't.
Yeah.
To the people that don't know, they don't really have to go on campus anymore. The teachers, the professors, they don't want to be in the classroom.
And some of them have drivers to take them class to class, even if they do have to go on campus.
Yeah,
I've heard about that too.
It's the bare minimum. As far as effort-wise that you got to put in.
Yeah.
Like you're getting paid. You're like, this is the life. When I first got out of school, to Savage point, when I first got out of school and started training and stuff, and like training, go home, eat, go back, train, go home, eat, take a nap, go train.
Play the game.
Do what I want. Like, I was like, wow, dog. It's professional life. This is it, man. I'm telling you, like, this is a beautiful life, dude. Like, it's a lot of hard work and sacrifice. Don't get me wrong, but dog, this is it. You telling me I get to play and get paid? Now I got to play up to my standard.
A nap?
And a nap
and
whenever I want. What? Recover? Like, I ain't got to worry about being somewhere and getting held accountable of being somewhere other than the profession I want to play.
No class checkers anymore.
Oh, this is a life.
And what's even colder
This
though
is
too,
life.
I think like it's hard. I ain't gonna lie to you. The pressures and stress of like being a collegiate athlete
Yeah,
is hard.
It is.
But Savage, Will, y'all know this now. Y'all been into the facility as of late. I've been, I think, the most recent. You ain't even got like you'll mistakenly get better.
Yeah, if you just there.
I'm so serious.
If you just
Like
there.
mentally, physically, academically,
Emotionally,
sports performance stuff, like it is pretty incredible,
You
the
can-
resources that they all
you getting
have.
vitamins and like every day. They got a juice for
Every
you specifically
meal.
for you. Every meal is catered for you. Savage.
It's
you,
crazy.
no, you don't need them. Get this one. It's just as good. I promise you. You can't get the steak.
This one's
but
got protein.
This fish and this lobster is better for you. Get this. Like, and then
it's
you get a
insane.
shake. Then you got weight room. Yeah, I'm gonna sweat my behind off, but I'm getting better today.
And here's a bag of gear for you as you leave.
And then some snacks.
Plus, when you get out there in the car that you riding in, whatever foreign car
You
you're
got a
riding in,
Hellcat?
yeah, just look at go check your bank statement one more time, just to make sure we all on the same page.
Like they've got it really good.
And I can understand not being a part of it. Depression is real. I want to minimize it.
No,
That's what he's going through.
Yeah, no, if that's what it is, that's cool. But we also don't need to be able to see these pictures. Somebody need to go scroll up social media. Let's scroll up social media, get all them pictures. I don't care if they're from me when he was 16. Get all that off.
Yeah.
I don't need to see that.
I could tell you the resources that I had as the bottom of the totem pole, as a walk-on non-revenue athlete,
Yeah.
on academic
my
support,
boy go that way.
sports performance, the sports psychologist, the different groups, like the things that if you're just there, they'll help you. They'll hold your hand to help you.
Yes, I will.
And I don't want to minimize mental health because you wade into that water and like you said, it's a deep pool to swim in. But
Yep.
like showing up gives you help.
Yeah.
And gives you resources. Like somebody put your arm around you and say, follow me. Like, you think Rodney Gardner's not going to take care of you?
Yeah, you think your brother's sitting across from you. Ain't
Right.
you.
100%. And that's the frustrating thing
Yeah.
at this point.
Our success depends on you being there.
Right.
So, I need this whole.
I do want to transition just a little bit.
Do it.
What version of OKC will we get? Shea didn't have a day. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander didn't have a day. They got bullied, but also the Spurs got bullied in Oklahoma City as well.
They got their get back.
What we don't want is a Knicks Detroit Pistons Game 7.
I don't think we get that.
That was a black eye. I think to the expectation of Game 7. It's like I knock
Knicks,
when we do
you're right.
when we do rankings and now Game 7 Savage. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm looking at the NBA like, man, y'all dogged us.
Yeah.
What we get this time?
I take the perception of the leaders, and that's how I perceive the game would be.
Okay.
You know what I mean? With SGA, he always has like a, all right, next play type of attitude. Sitting on the bench, you could tell like he was heated. You know what I'm saying? You could tell he was heated. And if you listen to Wemby's post game in his interview, you could tell I'm on to the next game. I ain't got nothing to. That was the shortest 2 answers you could have given so you couldn't get fined to get on back to the locker room. This post-game interview. It was like, dude, they asked him, man, what do you have to do to be able to come out and start like this again and get everybody on the same accord? He said, listen, our coach is in place with good defense. Thank you. And ran off the court. Like, dude is going to go recover, get ready to do what he got to do. Like, you can see he's dialed in and focused. So I expect to see that version of the San Antonio Spurs when they go play in OKC. The only thing, like, you can't control is if you make or miss shots. That's the only thing you can't control. But defensively, the way they were, physical, they got to bring in a good officiating crew for this one.
Is it Scott Foster? Is he the big guy?
If it's Scott
Game
Foster,
7
they got
guy?
they got a great opportunity. But you know who did Game 5? So that was Scott Foster.
Oh, was it?
It
Okay.
was Game 5.
So Shea Gilgeous-Alexander will want Scott Foster.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just it's gonna be interesting, man, because like what Wemby was getting beat up, and you can see it. They've been putting out clips of SGA getting bodied. You know what I'm saying?
they have.
Which is good. Like this is what the playoffs is supposed to be about. So we welcome it. If both teams play up to par, which I expect them to, I think we're gonna get a good Game 7. But this is what we asked for in the beginning.
It is.
Give us this series to a Game 7. Cleveland quit in Game
They did.
They
knew
they
wanted
quickly.
three. Like it was like
middle of the second quarter.
Yeah,
you
like
could
you
see
could
it.
literally look at them and see like this ain't. That's why I knew game 4 was gonna be a blowout. Like they quit.
You
They
could just see them literally
quit.
running down the court when they didn't turn it over before they got down the court. One pass, ball screen, 3.
That was bad
every time.
That's why I kept saying I wanted Detroit to make the conference finals because there was going to be a fight.
Yeah,
like physical. They were going to get the fight, and I would have loved that. So Cleveland, they're a long way away. So, but this is gonna be good.
Yeah,
we need Wemby to be him. Like he came out dialed in. That was one of them
2 threes within the first 5 minutes.
He was angry.
Yeah, that was one of them. I've been in the gym. I'm telling y'all what I'm about to do right now. This is tone setting. Can't lose that when you get on the plane.
You can see that at the end of the game 5 too, of him starting to tell his teammates go get them.
Yeah.
Like let's come on.
Yep.
And it carried over for sure.
No. So I'm going off that, and I think I'm guaranteeing. I was telling Mayor and them yesterday, like, dog, I guarantee Pop said something in their locker room when they got off that plane back from Game 5. It's no way Pop didn't say nothing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Well, you know, what's his name from Sacramento, De'Aaron Fox.
Mm-hmm.
You hear that conversation he had?
Yep,
Pop
and that's
called
exactly what I
everybody
expected.
in.
That's why I keep on saying, man, the experience thing that OKC has that San Antonio doesn't. Is countered by having guys that are still around that culture, like Pop, Tim Duncan, David Robinson, Manu is always there, Tony Parker,
They
you
showed
got
Manu
Sean
last
Elliott.
night.
Yeah, like people are always there around that franchise, dog. Like they've been talking about it. They said they got an alumni locker room.
And the Nuns.
You know what I'm saying?
And
the Nuns have been showing up. I don't know if they can bring them to OKC, but they were deep last night.
Last time somebody brought somebody to somebody else's team, Cleveland, they end up getting their face kicked off too.
Yeah, they need to. Let's just stop mentioning them. It's hard. It's the Harden effect.
Let's go from Cleveland, who used to have a Vandy point guard and Darius Garland, to Vandy's point guard, who's back. And to go 2 degrees of separation to Tyler Tanner coming back. How does that impact Vanderbilt's outlook in the 2026-27 season? Because, Slay, I'm counting 4 or 5 teams that are going to be aiming for a Final Four this year in the SEC.
Absolutely.
At
You
least.
talking about backloaded? I saw your tweet.
Which people get so surprised when I say something nice about Vandy. It does happen like pretty frequently, to be honest with you.
No, that was major. Like, and it was major for the conference. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody started to reload. Texas A&M, Florida, Arkansas. We'll know what Kentucky doing, but Tennessee, Missouri is one that doesn't get mentioned. They're reloaded, and then Vandy to go get a point guard like Tyler Turner back. Like he's literally, I expect him top 2 point guard in the country. There's no ifs, ands, or buts, and that's between him and Jeremy Fears. And I like if he comes out and go gets a 3 ball like he should, then he's the number 1 point guard in the country. The way he plays, both ends of the floor, I expect him to be the number 1 point guard in the country. And it should go back and forth between him and Jeremy Fears.
What would the NBA scouts have told him to work on?
Go get your 3 ball.
Okay, all right.
You got to get your 3 ball together.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like it was solid going down the stretch, but it was still like a little put it up here, I'm going to shoot it. Like he started to make it with confidence, but man, come out like y'all can't go under the screen if you want to. Yeah. Go under the screen if you want to.
Right.
You're dead in the water. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. So, because the speed there, the explosiveness is there. It makes up for his height. The way he plays and has a knack for stealing the ball defensively, being able to draw charges, real charges, and run the team. Like he's a deal.
This morning, Andy Katz, Field of 68, did his Power 44 of top 44 teams in college basketball post the NBA draft withdrawal deadline. I'm just going to read the top 10, but where do you think Tennessee and Vanderbilt should be in that top 10?
I said with Juke coming in there, that was a top 5 program with everybody as they are. Tyler.
Do you think Vanderbilt's a top 10 team going into the season?
Guards win tournaments. You know how I feel about point guards and how vital they are to your well-being and your success. I would say they right there fringe top 10 if they're not in the top 10. It would be between one of them or Arkansas could knock each other out.
Andy Katz agrees with you on both. Tennessee's 5.
Look at Okay, Savage.
Yeah.
And Vandy is 9.
Okay.
So Andy Katz has Florida 1, Duke 2, Michigan 3, Illinois 4.
Illinois?
They loaded.
Tennessee
They got everybody
5,
back.
Yukon 6, Michigan State 7, Texas 8,
He loaded.
Vandy 9, Louisville 10.
I was about to say, where's Louisville?
And to
Okay.
your point on Arkansas, where the heck's Arkansas?
Ooh, don't do that.
And dogged Arkansas.
Arkansas is 11. Okay.
Okay, all right. I was gonna
Arkansas is
say they
11, and then
dogged-
Alabama,
Yeah.
the next SEC team, is 16.
No repeat
Alabama.
for Michigan?
Now will Florida return? I was sitting there last night. I hit my reps and was like, "Hey man, I got to think of a name for this Florida bunch."
Oof.
Like I'm
scary.
I was thinking like the Monstars with them coming back, so I'm going Swamp Stars early.
Ooh, I like that.
Just because, dog, them three. I'm telling you,
It's kind of tough.
They brought back 2 years. This will be 2 years removed from the national championship. Dog, they still got their team intact. This don't happen.
It's not normal.
Don't happen. Illinois.
And they got Aberdeen back.
Yeah, and they got Aberdeen back. You know what I mean? Illinois getting that Final Four team back outside of Keaton Wagler. Like, they got everybody back. Stojakovic came back to them. So it's going to be interesting to see where Momcilovic goes.
Which sounds like Kentucky.
They need him.
Did you see the
need 'em.
report about that, by the way, of what they did? Did y'all see this?
Boy, man. What is
No.
it?
They had the team do a Zoom call with them, and Mark Pope wasn't on it,
That's,
which is probably why the recruitment's going well.
What we doing?
yeah, we're gonna keep,
I mean, they're doing the right thing.
that might be.
I mean,
It might be the right
let Mark
thing.
Pope be the
It might not be
closer
the-
of
yeah.
he's not even pitching the last inning. He's just going to throw the last pitch.
Wow, yeah.
Mark Pope is in recruiting.
Oh, first pitch.
He's not the closer for the. No, he'll get the last out. Maybe not
Yeah.
the last 3 outs, just the last out. Big Boss Bert's going to get in here. We're going to talk UT ECU with
How
Big
far
Boss
we
Bert. A
fallen.
lot of acronyms going on. And 3 HLs. Ron Slay next. Wrapping up the show on Ramon and Will. Back at it to wrap up the week. Ron Slay, Ramon Foster, Will Bowling, and Big Boss Bert. His ECU Pirates taking on the Vols at 11 o'clock. What's up? Welcome.
Bert.
What's up with y'all? Behind enemy lines. This is to see how that rabbit feels hiding in the briar patch when the hawks are around.
Yeah,
He's like, I ain't coming out of here.
I told you, I got nature around my house. I heard a hawk go.
Wow.
Hit him with that screech. Hit him with. Ain't you got a hawk back there, Hawk?
Don't you?
The Preds, man.
That's right. That's right. Boo him and not me. Boo him. That's right. Let's turn all this
It's
to
nice
Hawk.
being on this side, isn't it?
Yeah,
exactly.
We're having a nice time. What y'all want to know? What y'all want to talk about?
What do we need to know?
Listen at him, man.
Give me the breakdown.
Hey, man.
What do I need to know about East Carolina University?
Whoever faded you up, go back to them.
You like that?
Yeah, it looks
Every
good.
time.
You like that?
You in your bag
You like
right now.
We're not supposed to be complimenting you today.
I know
but
we're
we're
not.
complimenting
Dang,
you
that's
today.
me.
I had to start sleeping with
It's his aura.
I had
His aura.
to start sleeping with a broomstick. Make sure Cheyenne stay on her side. You know what I mean? Every time I get a haircut, I'm like, no, woman, I got work tomorrow now. Ain't no sense in keeping me up all night like that. What do you need to know? Well, let me tell you what I know about East Carolina.
Here we go.
Next to nothing. And that's all you need to know. That's all I need to know. Because who do I believe in? I put my all of my faith, my heart, my brain, like the Tin Man, the Scarecrow, the Lion, all of that, everything they got from the Wizard of Oz, that's what I got in Cliff Godwin. Let me tell y'all a story. East Carolina has never been to Omaha. Ever in their existence. They've been close. It's like on Christmas, you get a tie. It was almost there. Get some socks. Okay. They've been fighting for this forever. Cliff Godwin's the head coach of East Carolina right now, and his coach passed away due to ALS. And he said, I'm not leaving East Carolina until I get this school to Omaha. Alabama came calling.
That's real.
He said no.
Yeah.
West Virginia came calling. He said no. UNC came calling. He said no. He's going to stay right here. So I can't tell you one player on the team, but I can tell you all we need is Cliff the Stiff. Because he's going to figure it out.
Stiff.
He's going to figure it out.
I bet he will with a stiff out here.
It's hard. It's hard out here. Because
hard.
not only is it behind enemy lines, it's all behind double enemy lines because it's in Chapel Hill. Don't nobody like them hoity-toity nose in the air, Argyle sock wearing, can't come in our party unless you know Fort Brothers here. We don't nobody want to go to y'all school anyway.
I'm with you.
What are you talking about? That's right. Play my music. Because when that purple haze starts bumping through the stadium and all of them purple gold chants start purple on this side, gold on this side. It don't matter who's on the other side. It don't matter if it's Carolina. It don't matter if it's the Vols. It don't matter who the hell else is there. It don't matter if it's VCU. What's VCU stand for? That's a venereal disease as far as I'm concerned. All of them can get wiped out because after this weekend, everybody in Tennessee, North Carolina, Virginia, the whole Mid-Atlantic is going to know one name, and that's East Carolina.
I like where Bird at.
Go ahead and tell them. That's right. Y'all boo me. Y'all's boos fuel me. That's going to keep me going.
I like that.
That's all the Pirates need. Did Blackbeard need somebody on his team?
Nope. I like it.
He got stabbed like 75 times. He's basically the Pirate 50 Cent.
Come on, man.
You're
right.
Come on.
I like where you at, Bert.
He's still there. And you know what his real name is? Edward Teach. Well, Edward about to teach something to everybody else around North Carolina this weekend when the East Carolina Pirates figure it out.
I heard you was walking around with a bunch of cans. What's in them?
What's in them cans?
Whoop ass.
Yep, and I'm about to and I'm double fisting. What's going on? Hey, check 1 2, check 1 2. Both these mics are on and they don't like no feedback. Come on.
I like that, Bert.
I feel like I'm reaching out to Bert like you've gained a friend.
We like the mega
At this point, if you do beat us, I really hope you beat North Carolina.
I'm going to tell you right now, we kind of suck.
I wouldn't know.
No, guess what? I was about to say, I remember when me and Will, we used to do the Tennessee Tailgate show. Listen, I used to come in with a Yeti for that show. That show was 3 hours with him.
Depends.
2.5. Just
Sometimes
depends.
I think it was like 2.
Yeah. Okay, so we come in there. Will would already have it scripted and ready to roll with the questions he's going to ask me about. We get 15 minutes in. I done took about 6 or 7 swigs of my Yeti.
Yes.
And at that
water.
point, I was, I'm just saying what the kind of cup was out. You know, I don't know what was going on.
Just staying
I'm
hydrated.
Saying, a couple of swings of that, though. I would tell Will, you got that part.
And I did.
Yeah, I said, Will,
That's why the show works.
Yeah, just ask me.
Your hands.
When it's time to go off. You know what I mean? And just point at me, and I'm going off, and I would go on my rant like Bert did. You know what I mean? And the reason I would do that is because we were ass. I'm gonna be honest. Can you do something to get?
We got to have some kind of
entertain ourselves.
We're gonna have a good time, and that's so I felt every bit of that.
Yeah, you knew he was
I'm with it.
bullcrapping.
Yeah, no, I'm with it. I'm with it.
I learned from the best. I learned from the best. Somebody's got to get them fired up for it. Somebody got to get them
That was
fired up.
2021, year one of Josh Heupel.
Yeah.
That was Josh Heupel's first season was when you and I did that.
I'm gonna teach y'all a word today. Y'all know what impetus means?
Impetus.
Impetus is the force behind something.
Yeah.
I had to be the impetus for ECU today because if they don't do it today, they ain't got it. What Magic Johnson say? I ain't gonna be there. I ain't gonna be there. If we don't win today, we ain't gonna be there.
Honestly, we're in the same boat too because Tennessee does not have the pitching to lose today and survive.
Oh, that's okay. So we going ace on ace today.
Yeah.
So it's both teams' second starters.
Oh wow.
So both teams are saving their ace for North Carolina.
Oh, you know what that means more than I do. I don't even know who our second
North
team
Carolina
is.
is also saving their ace for tomorrow. So.
Everybody want an ace in the hole. Why don't we throw it on the table?
Let's throw it out with us.
Why
I got a
don't
pair
we
of
have an ace up the
threes.
sleeve?
All those little two diamonds and all that.
Come on. We ain't
cut their head
guaranteed.
off.
Yeah, come on. I think we should just combine and make one good team.
I like that.
We could be. We can't be East Tennessee. We could be the Vala Pirates. Something.
Tennessee CU.
There you go.
Tennessee.
It's just like the Steagles in World War II. We're going to come together and make a decent team.
Tennessee U. Yeah.
So that means you got to mix the songs in, Hawk. Mix the ECU song in.
He has like Purple Haze in this.
The purple haze I know come from Cameron.
Purple haze.
That ain't one of these.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Just say haze instead of
Say
rain.
with being Friday, I'm going to ride with it.
What time does the game start? 11?
11.
All right, I'll be on the show for about an hour. No, I'm out of here.
Right.
You go.
Y'all can stay if you want to, too. Ain't no buck today.
I have. I'm like, Buck ain't here today?
No,
Oh, yeah,
ain't no buck.
We
He's
gotta
in
go
practice.
practice.
We got practice. We're talking about practice.
I guess I'll listen to the show today then.
You can put one AirPod in at the facility.
I gotta get at the wheel. Will use that before. I'm like, the people I like listening to. Nah, I mess with Buck. I mess with Buck the long way, which is crazy. A lot of people don't mess with Buck the long way, man.
Nah, well, you can't really.
Some of them are just a short way.
Yeah, well, when you.
There you go. Now you're on point.
If Buck keeps you around too long, once you get close to a holiday or a birthday, he's prone to break it off with you. So you got to watch out.
I've watched him, dog.
And when was your birthday again?
This is clockwork for him.
A couple weeks.
He's like, I'm watching Matt. He's like Dom Draper out here.
Dude,
Dom Draper.
he is.
Can't commit.
He dumb Draper. I can't stand him. I can't stand him.
You talking about Jack Ham or Don Draper?
No, I'm talking about Buck. I can't stand him.
Robert Walsh, Buck Rising Show coming up.
Big
Thank you for
Any
stepping
big
in. That
plans,
was
Bert, this
fantastic.
weekend? You good?
I think we got a
keeping
beer
it cool.
Olympics at one of Lucas's buddies' house.
really?
Isn't that like a beer fest?
That's fun.
I don't know what the hell's going on.
No,
All I know is I got to wear a toga.
Okay.
No. You want to wear a
I
toga.
do want to wear a toga. I want that little teat meat hanging out. Let the girls see. You know.
Somebody come swipe that boy.
Hey, Cheyenne will be there, so she better be ready to fight. You know I'm faded up. You know how it goes. That's why I got to have one that fights. She like what's Muhammad Ali daughter?
Layla.
She like Layla Ali. She only time I ever saw Cheyenne fight somebody, this girl messed with her friend, and she grabbed her by the back of the head and wham, right on the bar. Yeah, I got the video. It's
like
killer.
the Joker with putting the pencil on the pencil.
You want to see a magic trick? Cheyenne don't play no games.
I knew I loved
Pop
it.
off.
She added me on Instagram the other day. That was a proud moment for
I
me.
knew I loved it. That's my girl.
I got to restrict her Instagram capabilities. Then she don't need to be following you or Slay. I don't want no two-way communication going on.
She's on the mission.
She is only allowed to talk to people uglier than I am, which is a very few individual.
The executive producer of the Buck Rising Show. Appreciate you.
All right, love y'all.
What's wrong with
Love
you,
you.
dog?
Back at it Monday morning.
Hey, boy. I know who's ending like
It's a
this.
hard act to follow.
Either, man. Y'all know how
So
it
I'm going to leave that to you.
on Friday, man. Call your people. Savage, by the way, called Granddaddy last night, too, man.
You talked to him?
I did talk to him. I saw
Good.
Granddaddy. He had to get off the phone before the game came on, too.
My boy.
But that's what I'm saying. Call your people. Call your grandparents, your parents, man. If y'all are beefing with a sibling or a family member, stop, man. We too much alike than we are apart, man. Y'all know how we do this. ELE. Everybody love everybody, man. Peace.